Check, check. Oh, you guys couldn't hear me either? Oh my goodness. Guys, no one's gonna, I guess no one could hear me. I read that wrong.
Like at any time, like the government could come just in and just destroy it. And does that happen a lot? What are you doing with these eggplants?
What up?
What are you doing with these eggplants?
The fuck?
I saw you doing something really weird
Hello.
with these eggplants, bro.
Why are you on my live?
One of your moderators invited me in.
Oh. They shouldn't do that until I have my headphones on.
Oh. Well.
Okay, bye-bye now. I don't have my headphones up. I don't have my backup account up. I don't have anything up. I'm not ready to talk to anybody yet. I'm still trying to figure out where people can hear me and what people can't hear me. No, it's not my job to be ready. It's my job to start when I want to start. That's how that works. All right. But if half the people watching me can't hear me yet, then I'm not ready. Veronica says you're fine on TikTok. Yeah, y'all couldn't hear me 2 minutes ago. I fixed you. Then I had to move on to the other people to hear me. It's all good. It's all good. It just took a second. We're getting all the audio settings redone after the driver went down. Yeah, I got this weird I had to restart my computer and I got a weird like driver update. Whoever that person was that was up here, you can join the guest request box. I'll bring you back up in a minute or two. If you want to have a conversation, but yeah, all y'all just got here. We've already started fixing the audio problems. All right. Over the last 7 minutes, we've been fixing the audio issues. And fixing. I'm not sure that they're fixed. We'll see in a bit. All right. Cool. Well, welcome on in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? We'll see. The audio issues may or may not be fixed. I'm not 100% sure, to be completely honest with you. So, but y'all right now, all the people here can hear me. That's what's important. Right now, all the people here can hear me. And if all the people here can hear me, then we're off to a better start than we were 5 minutes ago. If all the people here can hear me at this moment, then we're doing better than we were. Oh my goodness. Dude, my allergies are killing me. If you guys are over on the clock-like app, please start tapping on such screen and getting such live going. I can't even start to talk to anybody until I get my backup account, and I can't get that up until I hit 5,000 likes. So we gotta do this thing in steps. We gotta do this thing in steps. My hair, Jen, you said my hair is on point today, which is funny, because I did not feel like my hair was on point at all today, honestly. I was like, man, I feel like my hair is just a mess. I literally was like rushing up here because I was late. And I was rushing on up here because I was late. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to brush my hair again. And then I didn't. And then, so thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that. I do appreciate that. I really do. I really do. All right. Well, now that headphones are in and it looks like we're okay, now if you still support Trump, you can join the guest request box or call on the number that's above my head, and we will open up the lines. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
It's insane.
We are going to, yeah, literally the pollen is kicking my ass, dude. It's so bad. It's whooping me. Like it just goes, it goes like up and down. It's really weird. You missed me. I was kind of on yesterday. I was on yesterday. Not too many people showed up yesterday, but I was on. So, but that's okay. We're back at it today. Little different look, little different setup, little different things moving around. So, yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. If you still support Trump, absolutely. There's two things that you can do. One, you can come up and you can call. You can join the guest request box. You can talk to me. What you shouldn't do is whine in my live. Okay, nobody likes a whiner, and MAGA is the king of whiners. Okay, MAGA is the king of whiners. So no whining in my chat. Okay, no whining in my chat. Stop it. Stop it. Don't make me bring out my Donald Trump doll, okay? Don't make me bring out my Donald Trump doll and start emulating y'all, okay? Don't make me do it. I'll do it. Where's he at? Where's Don? Ooh. He's over here. Hold on. I was moving my desk around, so hold on. I gotta find him. He's here. Don't make me start. Don't make me start. What about them Trump phones? Bro, here's the thing about those Trump phones. Okay, and this is just gonna be my complete honesty on the Trump phone thing. If you were stupid enough to buy a Trump phone, then you got lucky that he only stole $100 from you. Yeah. Yeah. Is that a threat, Harley? Are you going to shoot me from your house? If it's there, then it can't hurt me. Nobody's scared of you. You're not tough. There's more guns in this country than there are people. Nobody's afraid of you. Okay? If you put $100, for y'all that didn't hear, because I'm seeing what? Trump phones? I'm seeing that. Do it, Veronica. I don't give a shit. Do it. He's threatening. Actually, block him. For y'all that haven't heard about the Trump phone thing, because apparently I'm saying, what? Trump phones? I didn't hear about that. And I'm seeing that some of the chat. So I'm going to let you know. First of all, about a year ago, they were coming out with a Trump phone. Okay? They were coming out with a Trump phone, and you had to put $100 deposit down in order to get your Trump phone. Okay? Now, granted, this Trump phone was literally just like a Boost mobile phone that they put like a Trump wrap on, and we're charging people like $500 for like a $200 phone. But it was gold, right? It wasn't real gold, right? But it was the color gold. It was gold painted or whatever, however you color phones. I don't really know, but it was gold. It had Trump all over it. It was Trump gold. It was, you can get your phone. Okay? You can get your phone. Learns, I'm not talking about you. We're talking about somebody completely different. You can get your phone, but you have to give us $100. All right? If you give us $100, we'll give you a Trump phone. And it, like, way too many people. I think it was something like 500,000 people or some shit like that. It was like 500,000 people. I'll look up the numbers exactly, but I think it was like 500,000 people sent them $100 to reserve the phone. Okay. And then after about a year later, okay, after they didn't get the phones, they let them know that A, their phone's never coming, and B, they're keeping the deposit. The deposit's non-refundable. What's it for all you math geniuses on there? Okay, what's 590,000 people times $100? All right, quick. $59 million they stole from MAGA. They stole $59 million from them. Didn't even try to hide it. Was just like, yep, we're stealing from you. Suck it, bitch. And just snatched the freaking money from them. And was just like, you ain't getting shit back neither. You ain't getting nothing back. And like I said, like normally I feel bad for people that get scammed. I really do. I feel bad for people that get scammed. Okay. If you gave $100 for a $200, $500 Trump phone, then honestly, it just saved you money because you were going to give them the other $400 for the phone that wasn't going to fucking work anyway. So really, they saved you money by just taking your $100. Also, I really feel like if you're the person who who gave $100 for a Trump phone, you also probably have like the Trump shoes and the Trump Bible and like you have all the stuff, right? So you've already been screwed. You're just handing all your money to this fucking grifter, right? You're just handing all your money to this grifter already, okay? Chewing on a bacteria-filled fucking extra well done fucking Trump steak. I know you eat it well done. I know it. I can see y'all. Y'all eat your steak well done. All right? Y'all eat your steak well done. I know you do. All right? Yeah, you probably got a Trump watch. You probably got like 8 Trump hats made in China, right? You have all the stuff, all right? So what's another? You might as well just go into your bank account, okay, and just send them the rest of your money. You ain't gonna have much left after his tariffs and his Iran war and his gas price increases and how he's destroying his economy. But take whatever you can scrape by out of that empty fucking bank account that you have, okay, and just send it straight to him, okay. Someone said without seasoning. That's wild. Just send it straight to him. It'll be a lot easier for you in the long run. All right? Than just waiting for his next grifter product to come out. Just sit to him. Just say, Trump, I love you so much. I know that you're destroying this country. You're destroying democracy. You're starting wars, even though you said you weren't going to do that. You're raising all of our prices. But I reached into my little jar of money that I have that's been sitting up in my trailer park that I was gonna use for drugs or something. All right, for a $2 prostitute. But I want you to have it because I want to be the $2 prostitute. You know. I would do that, but I want to send it to you because I want to be it. All right. I don't want to give to somebody else. I want to be that person. All right. Because you've already been fucking me, so I might as well pay you for it. Okay. I might as well pay you for it. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. So no, I don't feel bad for you if you lost your $100 for a MAGA phone. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for you at all. I don't even feel a little bit bad for you. I want somebody, if there's anybody in this chat, okay, currently, I know we're still kind of winding up, but if there's anyone in this chat that put $100 down on a Trump phone, I want you to call in, okay? I want you to call in on this live because I want to talk to you, okay? Because I want to talk to you. And just let you know, when you call in, I will be making fun of you. Okay? That'll be most of what it is. Okay? I will mostly be making fun of the fact that you eat your steak well, your Trump steak well done, no salt, no pepper, no seasoning, and then you dip it in ketchup. Okay? I will be making fun of you the whole time. about how your entire family line is a circle. Okay, it's like the family tree has no branches. Okay, I'll be making fun of you the whole time because you deserve it. Because you bought a Trump phone. Okay, I will kick whoever is up in my call list off the call if you tell me you lost $100 for a Trump phone. Just to let you know, I will bump you. I actually, if you call in, I can take you while another caller is on the phone. I don't even need to bump anybody. Okay. I don't even need to bump anybody. I can bring you all with him. Me and the rest of MAGA can talk to you about you buying your Trump phone. All right. Yeah, me and the rest of MAGA can talk about it. All right. Because I'll tell you what I was just listening to. I was listening to Donald Trump talk today. All right.
Don't think about Americans' financial situation.
Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters.
Not even a little bit. How much? I don't know if you could hear what he said. They asked him, how much is U.S. citizens' financial situation affecting your decisions when it comes to Iran? He said 0. None. All right? 0, zilch. Does not care. Starve. You starve. Okay? Yeah. Your gas is $1 million. Doesn't care. Okay? You could be paying $150 a dozen for gas right now. He does not care. All right? He does not care about you. He's off to make sure that Israel can use our money to fight Iran. That's what Donald Trump cares about. Good vote. Somebody is calling in saying that they want to talk about the Trump phone. So I gotta see what this is about. I gotta see what this is. Yo, did you put a deposit down on a Trump phone?
No, I told your girl, whoever did the like screening or whatever, I didn't, but I just want to make sure because I'm seeing like different reports, and from USA Today, Trump's gold T1 phone will start shipping this week, and that was an hour ago. So is there something like even more recent? Because I didn't pre-order it, but I was listening.
Listening to who?
I'm seeing that it's gonna ship out.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering.
Oh, it was saying that they weren't getting their. Everybody got a freaking notice saying that they weren't getting their phone. So if something changed, I don't know. I'm not 100% up to date with my Trump phone knowledge. I do know that it was a phone that didn't matter.
Neither was I. I didn't even know it was a
up.
thing, man. And then like I scrolled and saw you talking about it, and I was like, wait a fucking minute, dude. I was like, that's crazy.
Let's see. Yeah, it's probably coming in 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's all, man. I just wanted to see if you had like a different source or something saying that it wasn't coming out. But yeah, I see like a couple.
So I see 22 hours ago, Trump mobile phone release uncertain. Trump, 4 hours ago, Trump phone has been reportedly delayed and will be no longer made. And then another report from News Press saying Trump phone says T1 phones will ship this week. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea. But I do know if you ordered a Trump phone, you're an
idiot. That's wild.
Yeah, I do know if you ordered a Trump phone, you're an idiot. That I do know.
I feel you.
You do realize it was like literally like $100 phone, right?
I mean, I don't even know what it is, but I wouldn't order.
It was an offshoot, like
phone.
like Boost Mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like worse than that, right? It was like a worse quality like service than Boost Mobile, and they just decided that they're gonna start making phones, and they're just gonna put Trump's name all over it and sell it for 4 or 5 times what it's worth.
Yo, I could do that, man.
We
could do that, bro. What are we doing?
Bro, if you want to be a Trump grifter, it is easy. You put Trump's name on anything, and his supporters will buy it. Okay? His supporters will buy. I am pretty sure they will buy condoms if you put Trump's name on it. Also, it might be a best-selling item. Okay?
I think they have those, actually, at his hotel, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's a thing already.
Oh, do they already have those things? It's unfortunate that none of those people are using them.
Yeah, I think it was like a Trump Bible, Trump condoms, Trump water. Yeah, I think.
Do they put the condom inside the Bible?
Dude, that'd be lit. Genesis 1, condom, be safe.
Oh, I got to see if they really have it. Oh, yeah, they got him.
America.
Yep, they got him. Fox News reported on it.
Fuck yeah.
Fox News
All right,
reported.
man, I'm gonna hop off. I'm getting some food, but it's a
Yeah,
joy
you have a
listening
good
to
one,
you,
all
brother.
right?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Oh, there was an actual caller on before. I was going to talk to him next. Yep, we got Yep, it's on there. Size extra small only. Yep. It comes in one size extra small. All right. It says it's huge on there because but they're not fooling anyone, okay? They're not fooling anyone. They're probably like, they probably put that on, one size fits all. One size fits all of your pinky fingers. One size fits all of your pinky fingers. Okay. We all know if you have to say it's huge, it's probably not. Okay. If you have to say it, you ain't fooling nobody. Someone said they're reusable. Yo. You can use it on your sister and your stepsister and your cousin. You can use them for all of those things. You can just pass it around. You can just pass it around the whole family. They actually give those out at family reunions in MAGA land. Yeah, they actually give those away at family reunions in MAGA land. Yeah, that's the free gift. Yeah, you ever been to like a family reunion or anything? They have like little gifts. Everybody gives gifts. All it is just Trump condoms, and they're out. Okay, before they leave. Don't think that they're gonna have any leftovers. Okay, so don't be trying to sneak in and keep them home. All right. We can't have any more one-eyed kids showing up. All right. It's their white elephant gifts. Is that like a joke on white there? I'm not sure. Anyways, if you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head. Somebody was in here earlier. I guess they got offended that I wanted to talk to somebody about a Trump phone for 2 seconds before talking to them. But that's okay. If you have that short of an attention span, then I don't want to talk to you anyway. But anywho, if you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head or join the guest request box and we can have a conversation. But yeah, just remember that when Donald Trump is saying,
I don't think about Americans' financial situation.
Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit.
not even a little bit. We have Trump arches, which are being built on your tax dollars, right? We have a war in Iran that is, they said $25 billion, which I think is a fucking joke, right? That is being paid for with your tax dollars. They're asking for $200 billion plus a $1.5 trillion fucking increase to the defense budget on your tax dollars. Okay? He tariffed you, which is your money that he's raising taxes on. Okay? They want $1 billion for a fucking ballroom. $1 billion for a ballroom. All right? $1 billion. But he doesn't give a shit about your prices. That's what he told you. He just straight up said that. I don't give a shit how much you're paying for stuff. I don't give a shit that your gas is through the roof. I don't give a shit that everything is fucking through the roof because because gas is affecting everything. You know what's going back up in price today? You guys want to hear something kind of not surprising that's going up in prices today? As we saw from the jobs report. Oh yeah, eggs are going back up. Remember all the crying? They did about eggs? This was them. They were like, man, eggs are so high under Biden. It's the biggest part of the economy. Oh, we can't have eggs. And now look at eggs. Now look at yourself. Now look at your dumbasses. Now look at your dumbasses. Eggs are going right back through the roof. You don't hear anything. You don't hear anything from fucking MAGA. Now look how dumb you sound. Okay? Now look how dumb you sound. I was so excited to get gas under $4 the other day. I was so excited. I was so excited. Why should I be excited about that? Does anybody here give a shit about freaking spending all of our tax dollars so that Iran can go bomb apartment complexes or hospitals? Was that on anybody's just like will list? Was anybody like, oh, like, man, I would love to go spend all of my tax dollars to make sure that Israel can bomb hospitals and apartment complexes? And as an added benefit to all my tax dollars going away, I get the extra benefit of having to pay more for everything. It's not even worth it to go out. You want to go out and eat someplace? You know, like you get tired of gnawing on your Trump steak, all right? Maybe you were out of ketchup, whatever you were doing with that, right? And you're like, man, I want to go out. Now, nobody's going out anymore. Why not? Economy shit, which means restaurants are going to be going out of business because they don't have the margins to do it, which means American workers are going to be losing jobs because, oh yeah, the unemployment rate is still through the roof since Donald Trump took office. Because the unemployment rate is still through the roof. Was it something like 100,000 manufacturing jobs that have been lost just this year alone? Stock market is up. Oh, the stock market is up. Do you remember when someone's in there saying the stock market? Remember when Pam Bondi had to testify before Congress and she was like, the Dow was at 50,000. Remember that? You remember that? Is the Dow at 50,000 anymore? Is the Dow at 50,000 anymore? Or is it lower than that? I can't remember. Is the Dow at 50,000? Oh, no, it went down. It went way down. The only reason that the stock market is even holding where it is because Donald Trump gets on television and lies. Oh, guys, we've ended the Iran war 36 times already. We end the Iran war at minimum 3 to 4 times a week. Okay? Sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes a little over. We end the fucking war in Iran at least 3 times a week. Randomly at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right? Randomly at 2 o'clock in the morning. War's ended. Stock market responds. And then, the war's not ended. Nothing's getting through the Strait of Hormuz. All your prices still suck. You have to be a special kind of stupid to still support Donald Trump. That's why none of them are calling me right now. Last year, I would have had a guest box full of people ready to talk to me to tell me how much they love Donald Trump. Where are they now? My phone lines have been open for, 10 minutes now? None of them are here. Where are Ollie Opson free? Where you at? Oh, you don't exist. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You don't exist. That's right. Because all you little people in the chat are just a bunch of Russian bots because no real Trump supporters actually exist anymore. No real Trumps. I think we've actually won. Trump's own district got flipped blue. All right? Trump's own district got flipped blue. Even Donald Trump's neighbors says he sucked. His neighbor said he sucked. His mother said he sucked. His mother was quoting, saying that he was a piece of shit. Talking to his first wife. His mother said it. His literal college professor said he was the dumbest student that he'd ever talked to. His sister said he sucked. Everybody said he sucks. But you guys are still trying to freaking just get down and freaking be all about it. It's so weird. You guys are strange. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? If your sister, your mother, your all your ex-wives that you cheated on all of them with, right? Everybody says you suck. And now and then the evangelicals were the ones that were like, we're going to put this guy in power. Why they would put a felon sexual assaulter in power, I don't know. But now this is how far those evangelicals are going. Donald Trump's posting pictures of himself as Jesus. And he's literally having these fucking pastors pray over a golden statue of him. Look, y'all, let me talk to y'all for a sec. Okay? Let me talk to y'all for a sec. All right. I left Christianity quite a while ago. Okay? It's been a while. It's been a while since I left Christianity. Okay? So I haven't besides, proving people wrong with it, I don't read my Bible as much as I used to. Okay? But I'm pretty sure it tells you specifically, don't worship false idols. And like golden statue, like exactly this. Like it tells you specifically not to do actually this thing. All right? Like it tells you to do specifically not this thing. And you're over there still supporting Donald Trump, okay? And having pastors pray over this fucking thing. And if you think for a second, these so-called Christians that support Trump are Christians, the pastor that prayed over Donald Trump's golden statue, okay, is saying, oh, well, it's not a calf, so it doesn't count. I'm sorry, Pastor, have you read the Bible? Have you read the Bible? I'm the atheist over here. Okay, I know I've read it quite a few times, but are you qualified? Because if you think that the false idol has to be a calf in order to get the idea of what the Bible was talking about, then I don't think you know your Bible very much. Maybe you should go ask the Pope. Or are you guys still sticking to the story that the Pope doesn't need to be worried with things like theology? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, maybe we should worry about the church that the pastor is praying over stuff instead of, and that, instead of the Pope. Instead of the fucking Pope. Hello, how old are you?
I am 20. My voice box is messed up.
All right. What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 2024.
Yeah, that took way too much. Nice try. I was gonna take them. My screeners was like, hey, it's 50-50 there. I'm not sure. Okay. Hey, some people have voice box problems. Look at RFK. Okay. Just think about it, guys. We got the hantavirus coming up. I'm not sure if it's going to kill us all. Okay. I'm not sure if it's going to kill us all, but can't you just wait to hear like RFK tell you, all right, what we're going to be doing? I can just picture it now, just or whatever he's going to say. Something like that. I think it means that we're all going to die. I'm not positive. Something like that. Sounds like those smoker commercials. Hello, how are you? This thing has been around forever. I wouldn't know. I tried to listen to RFK on it. I couldn't tell. All right. I'm still trying to get all the information on it. Hello, how are you? All right. No person here. See, I told you there's no MAGA that actually will talk to me. They don't exist anymore. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to say. But it ain't going to be nothing pretty. I'll tell you that much. You ain't going to have fun. All right. Hello, how are you?
That was a mistake, sir. Sorry, buddy.
What's up?
What was the mistake?
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear what he said. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. We got tons of little MAGAs in the chat that are just whining, bro. Oh, it's so sad. You know what's bad? You know it's sad when like the only thing that these MAGA these like MAGA little guys like Asher, make America great again. When's he gonna fucking start? Just out of curiosity. Is he gonna start anytime soon? Y'all, make sure you guys are still tapping that screen, hitting that like button. If you guys haven't would like to support, I really appreciate you guys. I do have super chats, gifting, live gift goals, all that fun stuff. So I really, really appreciate any support. When are you gonna start? He's in what, his 6th year? He's like what, in his 6th year of being president now? He had his first 4. We're already done with 5. He's in his 6th year. When is he gonna start making us great again? Okay, so I guess technically he is making us great again. Unfortunately, it's Great Depression again, which is kind of cool, right? If you ever like, man, I'd like to know what it was like, 100 years ago, you could be like, man, I really wish I knew what the Great Depression felt like. And then there we are, right? As we head towards another recession. That's it. They should change their saying. Right? Make America Great Depression again. Make gas prices higher again. Hey guys, remember when gas prices were super high because of Donald Trump's horrible OPEC plus policy that very literally, just like limited the amount of oil across the entire planet? You guys remember that? Guys, remember when it was horrible? Let's go back to that, guys. Let's make it work. Except for that time, it was because of a pandemic that we couldn't control. And this time, we're just going to do it on purpose. This is what they really want to do. Remember, this is what they're like. They're like, guys, they're like the member berries, but like the worst member berries ever. All right? They're like, guys, you guys remember when black people couldn't vote? Wow. Wouldn't it be great to go back to that? Wouldn't it be great to go back to that? You know what we can do? We can make sure that their vote doesn't matter anymore, and then it'll be like the same thing. Isn't that crazy? Like, we'll just make sure we get rid of all the rules that protects black people from being able to vote, and then we'll just make sure they're so diluted with white people that their vote doesn't matter. Next, we're going to attack women. I wonder how slavery would look. Let's make America great again. Maybe we can get some plantations out. I think that's their true strategy. People are like, oh, this is gonna take us back into like Jim Crow. I think they're just trying to take us all the way back. I think they're just trying to take us all the way back to if you're not a white Christian male, landowner, all right, then you ain't voting. I think that's what they're going back to. That's my guess. They want to go all the way back. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
All right. Why is that?
Oh boy, where to start?
With some better reception, possibly. Maybe they did ship out the Trump phones.
I think that just might be Mike. Let's see. He stopped.
No. No one can hear you, sir. It's not my mic if everybody else is complaining about you're too low and you're maxed out on volume on my mixer. So.
It's because of my headset. Hold on.
It ain't. It's not all of us. It's definitely you.
You can't hear me better?
Dude, you sound like you're crackling, like you're friggin' like losing reception. And now there's an echo.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna try to call back.
I don't know what's going on. It's not my volume side. He's pumping out. He's at full max volume. I can't hear him either. I can't hear him either. Honestly, we're all like kind of too loud. They shouldn't even be this loud. Am I sound loud to you guys? Do I sound louder than normal to you guys? Sorry, all my settings got reset. So I might sound a little louder to you guys than normal. So I apologize. Nope, good. All right, cool. Yeah, that MAGA mobile needs an update. In order to update, you got to wrap a Trump condom around it. All right. You got to wrap a Trump condom around it, and then I don't know. I don't know what you do with it from there. Probably put it where the sun don't shine. I think I was asking. I was like, "Did you buy a Trump phone? Is that what that is?" Like, holy crap. That was really, really bad. That was really, really bad. Anyways, y'all, again, if you still support Trump, you can call in on the phone number that's above my head or join the guest request box. Nothing seen, nothing heard, so I know that you guys are all a bunch of Russian bots. All right? You guys are all like that Tim Pool guy who was getting paid $100,000 to go live and spread a bunch of Russian propaganda. Except for you guys just do it in random chats. All right? Karamos, thank you so... Uh-oh. Why is it only popping up there? All right, this isn't good. I don't like what this is doing right now. Karamos, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. W's in the chat for Karamos. Said, because I know it will come up, please ask relevant caller why we are expected to police every idiot on Twitter who doesn't like MAGA, but they can't admit when what Trump says matters. Oh, are we supposed to police people on Twitter? I thought that's why Elon Musk made Twitter. Because he was tired. Because I thought that's what he did with it. Because him and all those people on the right were crying and whining. Just, we want to be able to say whatever racist, sexist, bigoted fucking thing that we want to say. And people get mad at us when we say it. Oh, we want to do whatever we want. I can still remember hearing it from. Oh, we want to be able to do whatever we want, and they're telling us we can't do whatever we want. And so then they created Twitter, and now all I hear is, people are saying what they want, but it's not what I like, and now I want to cry about it. Big Charmin Ultra Soft, dude. Straight Charmin Ultra Soft. It is straight Charmin Ultra Soft. Ashley's about to get muted out of my chat. If Ashley can't call in and say something to me, then Ashley's just going to get muted out of my chat. I just smell a whole, like, that smell of bitch just fucking, you know, just wafts through my live. All right. With a bunch of Trump supporters that won't call in because they're too fucking scared. All right. Just smelling up my chat with the smell of bitch. All right. But won't call in. All right. Just saying. I don't know why. I don't know why everybody else needs to smell ya. All right. I don't know why everybody else needs to smell ya. We know you haven't showered today. All right. I already know that. All right. I know you didn't shower today because I can still smell your sister on you. All right. So I know you haven't showered today. So you need to get on it. All right. Stop being a little crybaby. Oh, you didn't hurt my feelings. You're just boring. Here, watch. I'll do it for you. Watch. Put user in timeout. Ashley, you can come and talk to me if you call in on the phone number that's above my screen. Outside of that, you can have a wonderful day. You want to be on my show? You can call in. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm tired of seeing you. You just like Donald Trump, okay? Just like Donald Trump, okay? You only have free speech in my live, okay, if I like what you're saying. Unless you call in. If you in my chat, if you're in my chat, you only get free speech if I like what you have to say. Just like Donald Trump. Now, when somebody calls in, I stop that. When I'm having a conversation, then you guys can talk about whatever you want. But if all of you guys are going to be too little crybaby-ish, all right, then all y'all can sit it out until one of y'all call in. Ogden, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. DV, thank you so much for the press app. Lee Moore, thank you so much for the guitar. Dwayne, thank you so much for the high five. And Vicky, thank you so much for the sunshine. Again, y'all, if you guys like support, I do have I am trying to clear out my gift gallery over there on YouTube, or on TikTok if you guys would like to support that way. I also have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. And pay links in the bio are all at Polypolitics. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Tati. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 26 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I still support him.
Why
I
is
think
that?
he's been a good president.
How?
He's keeping the country safe. I mean, he secured the borders, and he's making sure that the people that are terrorists don't have the means necessary to bomb us.
Who?
Anybody that's not in cause of support of the United States.
Now, Donald Trump's just bombing Iran, and Iran didn't have the ability to bomb us to begin with. So, I mean, I guess congratulations if because the U.S. intelligence apparatus said so, and so did Israel's, and so did all of Europe's, and so did all of it. Literally nobody at all, even us, nobody said they had the ability to bomb us. Yeah.
But do you ever think that there's stuff that maybe you just don't know?
Yeah, gotcha. I didn't say that I went over to Iran and found it and decided this. Yeah, I didn't say that. I said every intelligence apparatus on the face of the planet said it, including ours. The director of national intelligence said it for the United States.
Yeah, but maybe they're just saying one thing, but they really secretly know something else.
Gotcha. So they secretly knew something else that they're just not telling us for no reason?
Well, no, for our own safety. It's kind of like aliens.
For our own safety. So you think Iran, right now, even though we're attacking them, right? And they easily could bomb us, but they're just choosing not to, even though nobody says that they have that ability.
Well, no, we took all their bombs out.
So let me ask you this question. How do you know that they had the ability to bomb us?
Well, I don't, but I do.
Then why are you saying that he saved us from something that you don't know?
Why are you saying he saved us for something that you don't know? He didn't save us from something you don't know.
I'm not. Oh, because I know, because this isn't difficult. We know that they didn't have that capability because we have, because that's not classified and that's not
keeping us safe.
Gotcha. So you're making up things that Donald Trump kept us safe from. Copy.
Well, no, I'm not making them up. I'm just
saying. Because I have every intelligence agency that's worth their while on the planet, and you have, oh, I don't know, maybe they didn't tell us something. Like that. That's it.
Yeah, but there's stuff that's classified that they don't disclose to the public.
Right. But they did disclose this to the public. They didn't have to disclose anything. And they did disclose to the public year after year after year after year that they didn't have that capability. And so I'm going off of what that they say, and then what Israel says, and what Iran says, and what every other country says. And you're going off of absolutely nothing.
Have you ever heard of sleight of hand magic? It's where you snap your fingers up in the air, and then really your other hand's doing something else.
Yeah, this isn't a fucking David Blaine show.
It could be.
No, it can't. It could be. We could all be living in the Matrix. This all could be a simulation. This all could be ones and zeros. Yeah. None of us could exist. I could be dreaming this whole fucking thing.
Not that it could.
Yeah,
No,
if
it's
we're just talking
definitely
about things that
insinuation.
possibly could be, yeah, no, I mean this could just all be a giant spaghetti bowl, and we're all molecules inside of somebody's spaghetti sauce. If you were talking about things that just could be, but since we have a lot of evidence showing that that's not true. Okay, we believe that evidence because it's not true. Just like we have so much evidence saying that what you're saying is bullshit. And I think it's really, really sad that you guys just can't find anything that's actually has any evidence or any proof to actually give Donald Trump credit for. So instead, you have to make up things to give him credit for. And I think that that's hilarious.
Well, he's renovating the White House.
He's renovating the White House.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice. Have you toured the White House? It's a dump.
And what's he doing to renovate it?
He's building a humongous ballroom. Do you not watch Fox News?
Oh, okay, so now I just feel like you're trolling. So I'm gonna have to let you go.
No, I'm not trolling, and I think you should open your horizon a little bit on what you think this is all about.
Yeah, I think that you're not capable of having this conversation. That's what I think. I think if the best thing that you have from Donald Trump, okay, is missiles that he said that his literal government said that they didn't have, he's protecting us from, and a ballroom that you saw on Fox News, then I don't believe you're actually serious, or you're actually a literal Neanderthal. I don't know which one. Either you're trolling, which is just dumb because you're not a very good troll, or B, you are literally like have an IQ of like 6, and then at that point I just feel bad. Okay, I think you should probably be in like a room somewhere.
All right, let's talk about the border.
I think you should probably just be in a room, like maybe just like, I don't know, around in a fucking, like just tied up, just
Think all the criminals that could have got across the border that he deterred from coming across the border.
Gotcha. So you're looking at a made up thing that again you have no proof of, and you could not possibly have a number of.
Well, if you just turn everything back on possibly and probably, then you're not making a very good argument.
No, that's your entire argument. Your entire argument was think of all the people that may possibly have been criminals, that may possibly have gotten in the country had Donald Trump not done whatever the heck you're saying that he did.
All right, are border crossings down?
Are border crossings down? Yes.
Illegal people are coming in illegally. Are they down?
We don't know that number.
We don't know if they're down.
We assume it, but we don't know it.
President to when from when Biden's president to when Trump's president, we don't know if the border crossing numbers, people coming in illegally, are down.
Hold on. You're saying two things. You're saying border crossings and then people coming in illegally. Those are two different things. I said yes, the border crossings were down. That's not a question. Border crossings are down. Right? Entry into the United States is down. I'm not arguing that, okay? I'm not arguing that at all. You're talking about undocumented immigrants. You're saying an estimated number, right? I don't know, because that number is estimated. We don't have a way of specifically counting it. We do have estimations that come out, but no estimation has come out for 2025. Numbers of undocumented border crossings were significantly down in 2024 before Donald Trump came into office. I would make an assumption that they probably are a little bit down.
100,000 people in. It's proven. Our intelligence agencies have said that Joe Biden let close to 100,000 undocumented people across the border.
How did he let anyone come across the border?
By relaxing the border security policies.
Which policies?
By actively enforcing, stopping, and approaching people that are illegally crossing
all
the
of
border.
That stuff happened the entire time Biden was president. At the full scale it was happening before. Actually higher. If you actually look at the amount of people that were actually apprehended or encountered and stopped and sent back under the Biden administration, it was actually higher than it was in Trump's first term and higher than it is now.
But what about right now? The amount of crossings are...
No, I didn't ask you that. You said Biden let people in. I said, how did he let people in? That was the question I asked you. How did he let people in? You said he relaxed policies that he didn't relax because that's impossible because the numbers were higher under the Biden administration. So Border Patrol was absolutely doing their job. All right. So if that didn't happen, then how did he do that?
No. Let's go back to the...
We're not going back to anything. You're going to answer my question.
No, you're going to answer mine because
no, that's not the way this works. I'm sorry. What's your name is George?
This is my show. Georgie Givens. Look me up. I'm from
I'm not going to do that. I'm not looking for any dates right now.
I'm from
See, this channel doesn't say your name on it, and since you brought something up and I want an answer to your question of what you brought up, then you're going to answer the question, or you can excuse yourself from my life.
all right. Well, then I guess you should do a little bit more reading.
Last chance, answer the question or no.
Yeah, border crossings are down under Trump.
That's not what I asked you.
because of
Last
that very-
chance.
Because of
What
that very
policy
fact,
did
since border
Biden
crossings are
lower?
down,
All
since
right.
border
Well, bye-bye,
crossings are down,
Georgie.
in
Bye-bye.
the very fact that
Bye-bye. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, someone said he was on some other YouTuber's channel earlier. He said he's a troll. He sounded like a troll. Well, he sounded like an idiot. Good God. Biden relaxed all these policies. Okay, which policy? Nothing. Cool. You know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that thing that I just said that I totally don't want to be held accountable for. Let's not talk about that thing. Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for clearing out the hand hearts. I did put the money gun goal. I'm trying to get that out of the gift gallery. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate you guys. Also, let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. I appreciate that over there. If you're on the YouTubes. Again, I do have super chats, all that fun stuff. I like to throw them up between callers. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, maybe. Hello, how are you?
Hello, hey, how's it going?
It's going well. John from Florida, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you turn off the radio or television or whatever is in their background?
Yeah, sure. Hello?
Hi. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, you broke up. What'd you say?
I actually came up with the best impression of Trump. It's pretty good.
I'm sorry, do you still support Trump? That's the part I missed. I couldn't hear you.
Yes, absolutely, I do.
And you want to do an impression first?
Yeah, that's what I just did. It must not be that good. Sorry.
You were just breaking up. You were cutting in and out, so.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, now you're gone? Oh, was that it? Sorry, bud. That's not. Mine's not even very good, and I think I do better than that, bro. All right, mine's not even very good. I do a better one than that. Sleepy Joe Biden. He used the auto pin. Even I do a better one than that. Sleepy Joe Biden. I got the condoms. I made a whole condom brand. They're size extra small only. Anybody who doesn't use an extra small, I don't like, except for that Diddy guy. Diddy and Arnold Palmer, the only two extra larges I like. I went to all the Diddy parties. I like the big ones because I have such a small one. Yeah, see, I got a decent one. I'm not bad. Tati and Crystal, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, I know a bunch of you guys might be coming in right now because it's my normal time that I get on. But I got on a little earlier today. Why not? I got on a little early today. I was testing some stuff early, so I had to check it out. But if you guys are just coming in now, because again, you guys are used to me being on this time, welcome in. We're still waiting to actually get a real Trump supporter. We've had a bunch of trolls so far, so we're not doing great in the Trump supporter realm today. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, there's not many of them left, so we have to We have to see what we can do. You know, we don't always get the best of them. But this is not surprising, okay? It's not surprising because you hear Trump supporters all the time. They're like, "Oh, we want like free speech, free speech, free speech." They don't want free speech, right? They don't want to actually have conversations with people from, you know, on the other side because they don't want to actually have to defend any of the things they actually have to defend, right? Maybe they couldn't pay their cell phone bills because of the high prices of gas. I don't know. But they don't want to actually have free speech. They don't actually want to have conversation. They want to sit in their little echo chambers. And they want to listen to exactly what they're told to listen to, right? And do exactly what they're told. And they don't want to say anything else out of that. You know? They want to sit there, they want to watch their Fox News. They want to sit in their they want to listen to, you know, just their own little people, right? Because that's the only way that their policies make sense. Anytime they have to talk to somebody like me, all right, who can calmly and easily break down their arguments and make them realize that it doesn't make any sense, anybody who can calmly do that, they don't want to talk to anybody like that. Right? Because it goes against their entire Republican brand. They've been taught that they're superior for some reason. Right? They've been taught that they're superior for some reason until they're actually put up against somebody and they realize that they're not. All right? That's why you see a whole bunch of lives online. You see them all over the place. And the only people having people call in to actually have conversations are people on the left. The only people that are willing to do this are people on the left. That's all. Nobody on the right wants to do it. You go through, especially if you go to like TikTok or any of these places, it's like 9-10 of them all talking to themselves. And if one person jumps in there doesn't believe like them, they all just try to jump on top of them so they can't actually make a statement. Because again, if they're able to make statements, done. If they're able to actually argue, done. Lost in the sauce. Oh, it's funny. It really is truly funny. The irony behind what I'm saying. Oh, yes, the irony behind what I'm saying. As I literally sit here and do this every single day and watch you guys not do a shit. Sit in your little echo chambers and not do a fucking thing. Yeah, That's why Trump has an approval rating of like 12. Hello, how are you?
Hi, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump, and I do not watch your show, but it popped up on my Instagram right now, and I decided to call. First time calling to a show ever, so ask questions or...
Yep, just tell me why you support Trump, and we'll go from there.
Sorry?
Yeah, why do you still support Trump? That's all.
Okay. So first of all, I'm from Portugal, so I'm not actually American, but I used to live in America for college, and I do support Trump still. Obviously, I'm not very happy with the whole Iran war situation and the control that Israel has over Trump, but I do still believe that he's the correct person for the job. And at the end of the day, in America, you have to pick between two sides, and I'm definitely not on support the Democrats. So part of me, I support Trump for 10 years, and I'm giving him some leeway, even if I don't agree with the last 2 months of his presidency. I'm going to see how this is going to end, and maybe in 3 months, looking back, maybe the Iran war wasn't so bad as I thought.
Okay, what has he actually done that has gained your continued support?
So one of the reasons why I still support Trump, or why I support Trump, is I'm 30, so he's basically my first president candidate that I actually followed. I do like his perceived honesty. What I mean with that is the way he speaks, the way he acts, even if not everything he says it's completely honest or completely true to the letter, he still seems authentic, and I do believe that he's authentic at the end of the day. So that's why I support him personally. his personality, why I support his policies. Then, I mean, we can disagree on some stuff, but with the immigration stuff, I agree with him. With the foreign policy, obviously not with the red stuff, but with other stuff, I agree with him. And I can go a little bit more specific if you wish.
Yeah, so let's get specific on one. Donald Trump lied over 30,000 times just in his first term alone. How are you calling that honest?
I mean, depends on how what you say by lie. If he's exaggerating stuff, if you want to talk about any specific
false
example,
or misleading claims. You can say all of it. You can say half of it was exaggeration. That's still like 20 lies a day.
Okay, do you want to throw in any one specific lie that he might have said, and I might agree
One
with you or
specific
not?
lie. Every politician says one specific lie. That's easy. He said 30,000, and you're saying that he's perceived as honest, and that doesn't make any sense. So what you're really saying is you perceive him as honest, even though he consistently lies to you over and over and over and over and over. And that's my problem. You're saying that you perceive that he's truthful, but in reality, he's in no way truthful. But if you want to talk about just like specific lies, or like, because he lied about being in the Epstein files, that's one lie. Right? He lied with his financial records, which is why he's a 34 times felon. He lied about where his finances were going, where his campaign finances were going. Right? I'm sure he lied to all three of his wives as he was cheating on them. Right? He lies to the American people all the time. He has told us what? I think we're over 24 times, and this is legitimate, over 24 times that the Iran war is over. He's told at least 24 times, just since they started this war, he's come on television and told the American people that the war is over and we already won. Yet we keep fighting it week after week after week after week, right? So I don't even understand how you could possibly think that amounts to honesty.
All right, so let's speak on the Iran stuff, which again I don't agree. But let's say he says a lie. He says, "Oh, the war is over. The war is about to end," something like that, which ends up not happening, and you call that a lie. Very fair. If he's saying that kind of stuff as negotiation leverage when speaking with Iran or something like that, or he's stating something on TV just to try maybe to persuade Iran one way or another in the negotiations backseat. If he's lying, let's say, because he's trying to accomplish something better, so he's technically lying to us, saying the war is going to be the negotiation is going horrible, and maybe it's not, or maybe it is. If he's lying to try and accomplish a goal that is going to be better for every one of us in America, will you mind a lot with those lies?
But that's not why he's doing it. But that's not why he's doing it. I mean, that's a cute what if, but we know why he's doing it. So I don't know why we need to live in this hypothetical world when I know why he's doing it.
Why do you believe he might be lying? Just because
we know exactly why he's doing it. He's doing it to manipulate the market. He's doing it to manipulate the stock market.
Okay, so you think it's just for the markets?
He literally does it on cue every single time the stock market drops. Every single time his war starts affecting the stock market, he gets on the news, not negotiations with Iran, not talking to Iran, not in any type of things. He goes on television, usually on Fox News or whatever, right after we have a huge market dip, and he comes on and he says that the war is over. He does it almost every single time because he's trying to manipulate the market, because he doesn't like a low stock market. Okay, even though he's the one creating the situation for that market to exist.
If we assume, let's just pretend there is no inside trading from both sides. If we take the inside trading out of it, if he's saying those lies not to get America in a recession or just the markets to crash, are those lies that hurtful towards you? So because your original question, now I'm defending, you're bringing to a topic that I said I do not agree. So
no, you're just moving the goalposts.
Okay, but
a second ago it was he's honest, and now it's his lies aren't that bad, right? Like you're moving the goalposts.
But that's exactly my point is
that you're moving the goalposts.
I'm not denying that he doesn't lie sometimes, but at what point does that actually hurt me or my political view on something if it's not that crucial towards me?
He doesn't lie sometimes. Okay, I think that calculation puts him as he has more confirmed lies than the last 24 presidents combined. Okay, so he doesn't lie. He doesn't lie. I mean, he doesn't lie that much. He doesn't lie sometimes. He lies on average between 20 and 25 times a day publicly. That's not sometimes, okay? That's consistent and really psychological narcissistic lying, okay? But now again, you're changing it from he's lying. He's truthful, because that was your original argument. Your original argument is he's truthful.
Authentic.
Okay.
Perceived as
Authentic. Sure,
And
whatever. In
do you
order to be
disagree?
authentic, you have to be truthful. So you're saying he's authentic, and now you're saying, well, he's not authentic. I just am okay with his lack of authenticity because it doesn't hurt me that bad. And that's where I have a problem. If you're going to move, then you need to address the first part, right? You need to address the fact that he's not authentic. You have to address the part that he's a liar, and then we can move on to, well, his lies don't hurt me too bad, okay? Because I think personally, anytime the president of the United States is lying to the American people in order to manipulate the U.S. economy, to falsely manipulate the U.S. economy, I think that's bad. I think that's bad 100% of the time, every single time. If Donald Trump is lying to us about the status of a war that we are currently in, that U.S. troops are at risk on, that billions of
I'll disagree with you on that.
billions and billions
If
of U.S.
it's
tax
if
dollars
the
are going
war
to,
is going
if he's
on, I don't think
lying
it's
about the status of that war and saying that it's over while he continues to spend more of our money, then that is wrong.
Okay, so let's look at the something in the past when he was saying that he's going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. Now, if you tell me he's lying by Mexico technically paying for it, so he repeats that a bunch of times, so it counts as a bunch of lies, it's different than why I believe that the authenticity that he has, that he actually wants to stop illegal migration to the United States.
Well, then that's just you making shit up.
Me, as a voter, no, but for me as a voter, I don't care that much if Mexico is technically paying the $20 billion with tariffs or however. I care more about the authentic part that he actually genuinely doesn't want to allow illegal immigrants to America, which Biden had an opposite.
So when he ran against Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris said, I don't want to allow undocumented immigrants into the country, not going to vote for that. Right. But when Donald Trump says, I'm going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it, you just assume what he means from it and then are happy about him on what you assume he meant by what he said instead of what he actually said. Make that make sense. Because Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, hold on, sir. Because Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton, as much as I dislike Hillary Clinton, all three of them specifically and unequivocally said that they want to stop undocumented immigration. They all said that straight up, right? That's what they said. All right. That like no qualms about that. They all said that. All right. And then you're saying, well, Trump didn't say that, but I'm going to just make up something in my head that I think that he meant by something else, and then I'm going to believe that, and that's authentic. That's a problem. See, if you're saying I'm going to stop undocumented immigrants from coming over the country, and I'm going to do it by doing X, Y, and Z, then I have no problem with that. If you're saying I'm going to build a wall, and that wall doesn't help undocumented immigration, because we already know that a border wall doesn't affect that, okay? And you're saying but you're saying, hey, Mexico is going to pay for it, so this thing that doesn't matter is going to be paid for by another country, then that is a lie if we end up paying for the wall or you don't end up building the wall. Okay?
Okay, but your original question would be, why do I still support Trump? So in that particular case, if I'm supporting Trump because, for example, I'm against illegal immigration, and maybe Biden and Harris still do say the same thing or similar, but then they allow, historically speaking, they allowed way more immigrants to come.
That's not true.
Trump said that. They say that about Trump said that and on the first term and even on this term, he's actually making efforts, in my view, to stop illegal immigration from coming to the United States. He's literally
the reason that undocumented immigrants were so bad in the Biden administration. He's literally the reason why it got so bad.
But did you hear what I said? I'm going to support Trump again because, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
He's the reason it got so bad in the Biden administration.
I will disagree with you on that.
You don't get to disagree with me. There was a bill that would have stopped 98% of the undocumented immigration under the Biden administration that was written by Republicans, and Donald Trump called the senators in the Senate and told them not to pass the bill.
We needed that to win the election. We cannot
so
do
therefore,
a bill 6 months
Donald
before
Trump
the election
is
and then
the
lose the election.
reason. So therefore, Donald Trump is the reason why undocumented immigration got as bad as it did. So how
On
are
the
you
last
going to
6
tell me
months
you
or the
support
last
him?
8 months?
So why
He had 4 years.
the last
Biden had
8
4 years
months?
there.
First of all, the immigration numbers weren't even bad the first year and a half because we were still under Title 42, which was the only reason.
COVID. No, we
which
had
was
COVID.
the only.
Come on. We had COVID.
Yes, sir. We had Title 42. You don't know what Title 42
okay.
is. How about you don't cut me off on that
I do-
part? Because Title 42
Sorry.
is the immigration policy that we used during COVID. Okay? So I was
Okay.
saying the COVID policy.
Okay.
You don't need to cut me off for that. But let's be very clear. Title 42
Sorry.
is the only reason that that Donald Trump's immigration numbers in his first term were any good at all. Okay? His numbers were complete shit until COVID hit. Completely shit. Okay, worse than
So
most
if
of the
I-
time.
if-
Worse than most of the time under the Biden administration. Okay, before COVID hit. So we had Title 42, which then expired, which then we had a backup of migration, which did happen due to COVID, due to 18 months of Title 42, and then we had a huge rush to the border. Okay, which we didn't have the Border Patrol to handle because Republicans blocked it, that we didn't have the freaking judges and court staff in order to stop because Republicans stopped it, even though the Biden administration tried to get all of those things. And then we finally get a bill which was put up 15 months before he was out of office, and Trump stopped it. So the first year and a half, fine because of COVID. The middle part blocked from funding to be able to stop it by the Republicans, and the last bill that actually would have provided that funding stopped by Donald Trump. But you're going to tell me that he's genuine about stopping undocumented immigrants when he could have stopped it 2 years before he got out of office, and he chose not to. That tells me he doesn't care. And and that's not genuine. People who are genuine about stopping undocumented immigrants would stop it regardless of what the political situation around it is. That's what authenticity is. Authenticity is caring about something regardless of whether there's an election or not.
Yeah, but okay, so 2 points I want to make. First, I do believe that's an election play because if the problem wasn't fixed, you could win the election and then you could pass your laws that you would prefer that could be more aggressive or anything like that. But the question I ask you,
Less
the way
aggressive.
you're talking, so I'm someone who's not for illegal immigration. I'm someone who might
is?
even want to curtail some. Okay, awesome.
Oh,
At least
who
we're
is?
agreeing there. I'm
No,
someone.
really. Who is? What person in the U.S. is?
Oh, I can tell you, and I think
Name
you
one.
will agree, that there are some people that believe that there
Name one.
should be no illegal immigration, as in anyone should be able to come into America.
Name one.
You do concede that some people in the left believe that. Some voters.
No, I don't concede that. Name one.
Voters like that I might have.
No, name
spoken with
somebody in
college
our
that
politics
believe
because
that no one is illegal.
you're saying that you support Donald Trump, okay, due to his stance on not wanting undocumented immigrants to come in here. So therefore, you need to show me politicians that are the counter to Donald Trump that believe that undocumented immigrants should be able to just come in whenever they want. Show me where that is, because so far you're not really saying
Okay,
anything.
I'll give you an example and something I was against. So because you're asking concrete example, the Haitians that came into America, either that temporary status, you might correct me on the correct name, that was passed and either Biden and like a bunch of them got in legally because they have somewhere in the middle of America. If you want to help me with to get these facts straight to your
Well,
audience,
the fact is
great.
that they were under
But-
temporary protected status, so they were here legally. So this has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No. I'm saying they were here
That's
legally.
it right there.
So, no, they were under that rule. They became legal. I'm not saying they are illegal, but I'm also in favor of there being less migration from some countries. So that's a case. That's a clear policy that Biden was for and Trump was against. And that's something that me as a voter is going to look when I'm voting between Biden or Trump, or in a future Republican or a future Democrat. I'm going to look at that and then I'm going to make a conclusion that the Democrats try to make either legally or some illegals, but either legally have more migration to the country, and the Republicans will, in theory, want less migration to the country. Now we can.
Donald Trump
getting,
approved TPS
like-
status for people from El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, Nepal, Nicaragua, and Sudan in his first term. right? The administration, literally
Mhm.
all just in his first term. He not only allowed people that were Haitian in under temporary protected status, but he allowed protected status people from multiple other countries that did the exact same
Well,
things
are
under
you?
Biden.
Wait,
Actually, I
wait.
think
Is
that a
your
lot.
point?
I
Are
think
you
that a
trying to
lot of
say that?
those. Actually, I think a lot of those Haitians that were actually in Ohio actually came in under Trump, not under Biden.
Are you actually gonna suggest that Trump is less strict on on immigration and illegal immigration than the
Sir,
Democrats, or
you were
are you
saying
trying to make
so.
an argument that Trump should be stricter?
No. What we're saying is you said that you're not for undocumented immigrants coming in the country. I said, name
Correct.
me a Democrat, anybody on the left, any counter to Donald Trump that is for that.
Okay.
You completely ignored me. Completely ignored that and started talking about legal migrants, legal Haitian migrants, right, in Ohio, right, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about, right? But even if he did, then Donald Trump let people from Haiti under that same status come in under his first term. So you're saying that you're taking an example of Haitian immigrants coming in under TPS, under the Biden administration, as proof that he's bad on migration, while then when I show you that Donald Trump did the exact same thing, now you just completely ignore the conversation again. If you're saying that letting Haitian people in under TPS in Biden is showing that he's weak on migration, then it's also weak under Trump. You don't get it both ways. If it's strong under Trump,
But
then
he
it's strong
stopped on
under
the second
Biden.
term, though,
If it's weak,
right?
then it's weak.
But he did stop. Okay, but he did stop on his second term. I don't wait. By the way, sorry, and I maybe I should have informed myself a little bit more before I called who you are. But you're on the left, or correct?
Yes.
I'm assuming. Okay. Is your, let's say, and I'm someone on the right. You believe, generally speaking, people on the left are more pro-migration, and even some people in the left pro-illegal migration. Do you believe that some people, like in California, even let some legal migrants vote in some minor elections, and there might be some reasons for that
Actually,
I don't fully
this
disagree.
entire immigration
I do
thing,
believe,
this entire immigration thing where somehow the left is for open borders is a completely made up thing that has only literally been a thing over the last like 12 years, 11 years.
Oh,
It's
yeah, but
completely
it's
completely
happening
out
in
of
Europe.
nowhere.
In Europe, it happened.
But this isn't Europe. Literally, overwhelmingly, historically, throughout the history of the United States, the right has been pro more immigrants coming into this country, and the left has been more less immigration into this country. That is literally historic. There's a reason why
Because
in the
historically the Republicans wanted more workers for the companies, and if you see some,
I don't mean that
some
like
videos
a
of
long
even
time ago.
Hillary
I mean that
Clinton-
under like Obama's term. Like this is
Sorry? Repeat that?
there's a reason why they called Obama the deporter in chief. Okay.
No, I'm aware that he deported a lot of people. Yes.
Yeah. So
More
this isn't
the media.
So
no.
I don't understand like how we've somehow gotten from Obama being the deporter in chief to you believing that somebody like literally Obama's vice president is somehow pro every undocumented immigrant coming in here. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, Biden
a guy
had
who's
videos in the past that he actually was against illegal immigration. The videos of Biden 20 years ago is not the same videos of Biden 5 years ago. And I think we both
then
agree
show
on
me
that.
a video of Biden 5 years ago where he says he's for undocumented immigration.
Well, no one's actually going to state they are for undocumented
So
immigrants
all
because
you're
that's not
basing this off
politically
of.
savvy.
So literally all you're basing this off of is that our immigration system was overwhelmed because of the effects of COVID. We did not have the funding in order to manpower stopping that immigration influx. Okay, which I agree to all of that. There was a huge immigration influx due to COVID. We weren't able to stop it due to lack of manning on the border and lack of other resources that were at the border, right? Those resources were stopped by Republicans because the president doesn't have the ability to fund any of that unilaterally. He can only do it when Congress approves the money for these things, right? And yet somehow you're trying to tell me that literally the Republicans who blocked all the bills that would have stopped all of this migration are somehow the answer to stopping migration. Did I get that right?
Okay. I'll move a little bit to Bill stuff, but I do get your points. But hear me out on this. And this is my theory, and this is what I believe, and the reason why I'm also calling. I tend to believe, and I think most people hearing might also agree, that people on the left are more pro-immigration, including some illegal immigration. I'm from Europe. I've seen what immigration, especially the illegal one and legal one, has been doing to many countries in Europe. Because I believe there is a chunk of the left who is for that. There's some chunk on the left that believes that California is part of Mexico or should be, or that, there's no one is illegal on stolen land. That's the motto. True. Those people support politics on the left. Let me just finish my point.
I'll just agree with you.
If those people who are on the left start to become the majority of the left eventually, and then the politicians are just gonna do what obviously their
How did you get here?
Want. Me? I studied at University of Southern California, so student visa.
So you immigrated.
So, but let me please just finish.
So you immigrated.
So I believe that if we have someone on the right, I'll answer that. I believe if we have someone on the right who tends to be more strict, it will be more beneficial for the country. To answer, hence, I do tend to agree with politicians on the right on immigration, especially because of how people on the left act and are, both in America, and we both know people that have those views, and both also in Europe. How did I went to America? I went on a student visa to University of Southern California, and I remained there for 5 years. And I planned on working in America, then COVID hit, and I remained in Portugal, and I currently work with crypto and stuff like that. For a quick story.
So first of all you just said was, this is how I feel, which means that you're just a victim of propaganda. That's all, right? Because you're not using any data, you're not using any stats, you're not using any facts of anything going on. You're literally just saying, I feel like they are this way, and you feel that way because they told you to feel that way. Okay, and that's all you're using. Let me be very clear. Under the Trump administration, because they don't want migrants here, student visas are significantly down in this country now, currently, right? Legal migrants are the overwhelming majority of the thing that Donald Trump has stopped since he came in. It's legal migrants. It's not undocumented immigrants. Joe Biden had the number of undocumented immigrants that were in the country before he left office almost at a standstill. He has stopped asylum seekers. He's stopped TPS. He's stopping, NTAs. He's slowing down student visas. He's stopping H-1B visas. The real thing that Donald Trump is stopping is legal migrants. All right. And that's what I have a problem with this, right? The problem with this is that the only reason that you think that you can have an opinion on this subject whatsoever is because you migrated here, because you came here through our immigration system. And now you are supporting a president, all right, who does not want that system to exist, who is trying to eliminate the entire system that you used. And probably the only people that would be able to use that program in the future is probably people like you who are white, right? Because Donald Trump has no problem granting asylum to white South Afrikaners or to white Europeans, right? But has every problem doing it to anybody from Latin America or anybody that's brown or from other countries. You brought up Haitians. Why would you bring up Haitians? Why in a country
because
where you're
that
saying...
was an example. Okay.
No, why when we're talking about undocumented immigrants, would you bring up Haitians? Why? Because they're fucking brown, and Donald Trump told you to be afraid of them. Okay,
well,
because he got on a debate stage.
Well,
because he got on a debate stage, and he was like, "They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets in Springfield, Ohio, and all this sort of stuff," which was all a lie. It was all a lie to propagate hate against immigrants.
You're American, right? You believe American is a good country. We say it would be one of the best countries in the world.
No, the United States is far from a good country. What makes the U.S. good?
Okay. So, what you guys have you have freedom of speech. That's the main one I'll give you.
Every developed country on the planet has freedom of speech.
Not necessarily. We don't all have freedom of speech every single place. Like
you do.
The UK.
Donald Trump is also trying to take away freedom of speech, by the way. But regardless.
You're talking about college students protesting in pro-Gaza?
I can give you about
because if that's
24 examples of him trying to take away free speech, including over six courts that have called. No,
I'll
I
agree with
wasn't
you. So
talking about
there will
that,
be no
sir.
debate.
I wasn't even specifically talking about that. We could talk about so many. We could talk
Okay.
about Alex Preddy. We can talk about Jimmy Kimmel. We can talk about Stephen Colbert. Right? We can talk about Renee Good. We can talk about about the ABC licenses or not or press or the Larry Ellison. We could talk about literally dozens
Yeah,
and
he's buying
dozens
stuff.
and dozens of this. We're literally trying to indict people like Mark Kelly for telling military members to follow military law. Freaking Don Lemon for prosecuting them
Okay,
for
I don't
going.
want to. I don't want to divert from the question. I don't want to divert from the question. But
No, you just
had
said.
a lot of
Well, this is
interesting
the question.
topics.
You said, "Is this what you're talking about?" And I said, "I was talking about many things," and you made me keep going, so I kept
Sure.
going.
Sure. No. Okay. So let's put this. I'm stating, and I think, okay, objectively, do you believe there's more people trying or wishing to get into America and live in America than, let's say, any other random country in the world? Statistically speaking, I think we can both agree on that, right?
Okay.
Okay. So you have a position, you have a country where you have a position where you can pick who comes to your country. You have more people at this moment trying to come to America than America, let's say, can allow or is able to allow in a sustainable way. Therefore, you can actually pick who you're bringing in. Hence, I do believe if you're picking a random, let's say, Haitian, Somali, or any other country, regardless of color, if you want to call them, okay, let's say, if you're picking a random black Somali, or you're picking a random black, because we do have some black people here, Portuguese, I do believe you as America will be better off by accepting, statistically speaking, the black Portuguese than the random black Somali person. Okay? Hence, I do not disagree if Trump wants to optimize or maximize, or at least that's the ideal, bringing more valued people to America. He's doing that with the Indians by bringing a lot of Indians on the H-1B1 visa. That especially they are smarter, awesome. Now we can disagree on some details on that.
He's
but
almost
I do believe
completely
as America,
shut
you have
down
the right to
H-1B
pick who comes to the
visas.
country.
What are you talking? He's
I
almost
got it
essentially
wrong?
shut down H-1B visas. Like, what are you talking about? First of all, like literally almost everything you
But
said.
that
There.
was
First
the
of all,
debate.
he's almost essentially shut down H-1B visas by significantly raising the price that it actually costs to actually get an H-1B visa to the point where it's literally untenable for countries to do it.
I'm fully aware of that.
Second of all, you're saying that we can't. You're not fully aware of a whole bunch of other things that you said, because you also said that they're letting in so many people that we can't afford to have them in, and they're hurting the system, which is also not true, because migrants are actually paying more money into our economy and into our tax system than they're actually taking out. So they're not only paying for themselves, but they're a surplus. So you just had a study come out that said, like, since 1980, they're a $14.6 trillion surplus on our economy. The last trackable year, they paid $98 billion in taxes. Okay, so no.
What about the culture? What about the culture?
What about the fucking the culture of what? The culture of immigrants?
America. The identity. The identity of a place. The identity of America.
of Americans is immigrants. That is the identity.
Not
that
from
is the entire
any, not
please
mass.
name please name somebody besides indigenous people who came in this country without immigrating.
Sure, but Minneapolis. Okay, but in the last Minneapolis in.
No, don't just ignore that. Don't just go, oh, no, but Minneapolis. Oh, but Minneapolis. The only reason the people in Minneapolis are there is because Europeans immigrated en masse to the United States, and then immigrated because before that there was an Irish culture, and the Irish culture came in and immigrated, and then the Irish culture came in and it immigrated, and the German
culture
made America, came in and immigrated,
they can choose
no, this was after we already had America. This was after we already created our country with our constitution, with our laws. This was after that Ellis Island was after those things happened, and they all came together with their own cultures, and they assimilated into the United States and made American culture. And then be quiet. You might learn something. Okay. And then we had and they came in, and guess what? Even when the original Europeans came in, all right, they drew lines around where Mexico was already was. So Mexican people were already here. Okay, and the Europeans came and migrated and mixed in that. And then there was a whole bunch of enslaved Africans, and then they were freed, and they came over, and then their culture from Africa was assimilated into the United States and became part of the culture. Okay, that is what U.S. culture is.
And that's awesome.
U.S. culture is migration, and people's culture coming in and mixing in to that culture is what makes America great. This isn't fucking Portugal. Okay, this isn't some country that's just been European and fucking white and just doing whatever the hell y'all do over there for fucking the last 10,000 years or whatever the heck is going on. This is the United States. We are diversity. Our culture is diversity. That is all that we have. The only thing that you can consider American culture is diversity. We somehow have fucking spaghetti that's nothing like it is in fucking Italy, yet we somehow compare it part of American food. We have hamburgers that weren't made here that we consider part of American food. We don't even have food in this country that is native to the United States. It's just things that are twisted and turned from other fucking countries' food. Our entire language is English, but mixed with every other single country that came here. We use words that are Irish. We use words that are Italian. We use words that have assimilated into our culture. We use words that are from Latin America. We use all of those things, and that's what creates
that's awesome.
what
and
we
let's
have.
agree on that.
No, because you're over here
And
pretending like new migrants coming in is going to somehow fuck up that system. It's not going to fuck up that system. It is the system. We need more migrants to always be coming in and changing the system and making us more and more and more diverse, because that's how we've been able to accomplish the things in the United States that we've actually been able to accomplish. That's how we became the world's leader in immigration. That's how at one point we were the world's leader in manufacturing.
I agree.
That's why we have people like you coming over here to study, because that is what makes our system good. So please do not tell me how we need to curb migration for American culture. That is a bunch of fucking horseshit. If you want to think like that, go take it back to wherever you came from, and you can use that there. But that doesn't belong in my America.
Maybe America is very... I liked your speech. I do not disagree with your speech. You used the key word, which was assimilation. I'll grant America is way bigger than Portugal. So yes, maybe a bunch of Haitians, if there's 10,000 Haitians in America, that won't make a difference. If all of them came to Portugal, it will obviously change. But the only thing I'm saying is be cautious and not to do uncontrolled, not to do a lot. Otherwise, it's going to start to happen like some European cities, and I'm giving you a first-hand impression that some European cities are no longer...
I lived in Europe. I don't need a lesson on Europe. I've
Awesome.
lived in Europe. Okay,
we
I don't
agree
need a
on that,
lesson
right?
on Europe. No, but see, here's the difference. Okay, here's the difference. And I've been there. And as a brown person that came from the United States living in very, very white parts of Europe, okay, I understand.
Can I ask where?
Italy. I lived in Italy. Okay. Yep.
Awesome.
Near Venice, if you really must know. Okay. I understand that there are certain parts of Italy that have migration problems. And I'm not saying the United States doesn't have a migration problem. We do have an immigration problem in this country. We've had one for fucking decades because our laws are outdated, they're antiquated, and our border patrol is not equipped to handle what we need to actually handle. All of those things are true, and all of those things need to be fixed. Donald Trump isn't fixing any of those things. All Donald Trump is doing is people that have been here for 20 years who have already assimilated into our culture, and he's ripping them away from the only thing they've ever known, sending them to countries that they don't belong in, or sending them to fucking detention centers where they sit there and rot without due process for 3, 4, 6, 8 months. Some of them just disappear into fucking nothing. Okay? He's not doing anything to actually fix our immigration system. We have a lot to fix with our immigration, a whole shit ton. Okay, but Donald Trump is not doing that. He's fucking up our immigration system. That is what he is doing. Him and his little white nationalists, fucking Christian nationalist people in the White House, like Stephen Miller, want people to only be in this country if they look like them. White fucking, so-called Christian fucking males. They want only those people to be in this country, and they want everybody else who speaks a different fucking language or has a different fucking skin tone to leave. That's what they want. Okay, that it
I
has
hope
nothing
America
to do with
doesn't
that.
all look like Stephen Miller. We'll be screwed.
That's what they want. That is what they are effectuating. That is what they are doing. This has
Okay.
nothing to do with they're overwhelming our system. Doesn't have anything to do with that. They're taking ours. Nope, none of that. Nope, they're paying their fucking taxes. They're fucking using the system. Hell, he's using literal immigration courts to go find people to fucking try to deport people who are doing things the right way. He's literally going to using the IRS tax data, people that are paying their taxes, and using that to go hunt people down and fucking and to send them to God knows where. He's literally going into buses to school children and ripping them out of their fucking schools. This has nothing to do with what's going on in Europe. What's going on in Europe is a completely different issue. Some of that is an actual fucking issue, and some of it is manufactured fear because a whole bunch of white Europeans don't like a bunch of fucking black Africans fucking coming in. Some of it is real, and some of it is manufactured, and that's
Love
the fucking
the
truth.
conversation.
That's the fucking truth, okay? But don't conflate
I like
the
very
two
much
things.
the conversation. Sorry, I liked very much the conversation. I hope this has been useful to you. I'm down to if you want to talk like more 2 minutes or more free or send another question because I'm doing an international call. So,
Oh, well, yeah. I don't want you to. Well, now I feel bad. You've been on for like 40 minutes. Anyways.
No. I'll I have a cut in my hand and I boiled some water and I was just going to put it on water. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have like a 5 minute conversation while it boils a little bit, just, and I've enjoyed the conversation because I've recently not been talking about Trump a lot because there's no point in getting into fights with people. This was a very interesting, but it is an international call. It's not that expensive, but
it's good. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I've been on the phone. I've been on the phone way too long with you. I usually try to keep the conversations under 30 minutes anyway. But I'm gonna get off the phone. You have a good one, all right?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the talk. And I hope you have a good podcast and good luck on your job.
Yep, absolutely. You too. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats, super gifts, all that fun stuff. Live gift goal. We're like 2 hours in, and I don't know, I guess it's going a little better than yesterday. Not by much, but it's going a little better than yesterday. We're still slow up. We're still slow in these streets, man. We're still really, really slow in these streets. But yeah, we're gonna keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow around 7:30 again. So, but we're gonna see if you still support Trump. You guys can call in on the number that's above my head or join the guest request box. I really appreciate that. Leonis, thank you so much for the clapping seal. Rainbow, thank you so much for the flower. Rainbow, thank you so much for the clapping seal. VA, thank you for the gold coin. Vicky, thank you so much for the floating heart. Karamos, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, count for life 135. Substantiate your claim or sit down and shut up. Paulie, no need to read this out loud, but feel free. You have to put that part first. I just start reading, okay? Especially if it's somebody that I'm used to talking to. I just start reading, okay? But thank you so much, Carlos, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. That was the average super chat. I have 2 hours. I think that's my second super chat. That's great. Oh, and Karamo sent the first one. That's wild. Corey, thank you so much for the jewels. What the one? Thank you so much for the GGs, and Angie, thank you so much for the clapping seal. Yeah, and by the way, don't read this thing that you've already read. Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep this thing going. Again, if you guys like support, I do have that. I also have my live gift goal going on. I got the money guns going on. Trying to clear that out of my gift gallery. So if you guys got something burning a hole in your pocket, I think I need like 2 of those from one person to try to clear that out. That's good to know. Thank you, Car. I try to do something a little different with the view today. I'm trying to hope things get a little bit better with the numbers today, but no, they started out really well. They're really slow at the end of it. They slowed down significantly. But if you're new here, please make sure you guys hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate that. And hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah. Not on every issue, but compared to the alternatives, unfortunately, we're limited in our selection. So
yeah, we
the
were.
lesser of the evils out there, unfortunately.
Awesome. Can you please explain to me how Kamala Harris was the lesser of two evils when Donald Trump's a 34 times felon, who literally is, in the Epstein files like 100,000 times or some shit like that, freaking cheated on his first wife with his second wife with his third wife with this with a porn star who he then paid off, who's adjudicated of sexual assault, who sexualized a 10-year-old, who sexualized his daughter, said he had sex in common with his daughter. Can you please explain to me how somehow Kamala Harris was the lesser of two evils in that?
That's great framing for a reasonable discourse, but
hold on. When we're talking about evil, I think sexual assault's pretty high up there, don't you?
So he was convicted?
He's adjudicated.
Okay, perfect. So claims from 30 years in the past. Again, we don't need to.
Oh yeah, claims that were
he's by far from being perfect.
Claims that are that went in front of a jury and they said that he did it, unanimously. But let's not even talk about the other over 30 times that he's been accused of the same thing. So,
Well, it's only coming up when you become, the political
he's been accused for the last 30 years
in the space, but
nope, he's been accused for the last 30 years. Not only that, but he brags about it. So,
what brags about what?
Yeah, he literally went on television and said, "Oh yeah, I can just grab him by the hoo-ha, and they just let you do it. That's sexual assault." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know if you're familiar with certain celebrity cultures. I think as much as it may not be politically correct, if you have money and stardom and fame, that's literally the capabilities, not,
You're saying you're okay with sexual assault if you have money and fame? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying that women often seek those people out and ultimately do things that compromise people on both sides. They, it's not saying I'm doing that, but they will let you do certain things if you have certain statuses. Like that is a prime dictator of desirability as far as the sexes. But again, we don't need to break every single thing down.
If it's such a prime, if it's such a prime thing for prominent men, then why does Donald Trump have to rape people?
Exactly, it seems contradictory in my mind.
No, but he did. Again, that's why I'm asking. Why did he have to do that if it's so normal? Why did a judge said that literally what he, I believe it was Judge Kaplan, specifically said that what he did was rape?
Well, if it was, and there was legal backing behind that, and then you would be convicted. And
incorrect. There's the legal backing was the statute of limitations had ran out, so they could not convict him in a criminal case because that's how a statute of limitations work. It doesn't mean that there wasn't enough evidence.
So why pursue the charges if that's going to be the result for publicity and negative spotlight? Often that's the case.
For
if you
restitution.
Can present something, whether what's that?
For restitution.
Well, and
this actually started with like a defamation case, right?
Well, again, there's been everything from the Russia hoax or several other claims that have.
Wow, you're just wait. You do realize that what happened was he was defaming her. She took him to court for defaming her, right? And in order to prove that he was defaming her, he had to prove that she sexually assaulted him, which she did. She proved that. Yeah.
In the state of New York,
where he did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's a corrupt state. But to get back to your,
you don't get to just get to just get tried in other states because you think it's a corrupt state.
No,
you get tried where you do crimes.
Thing.
Yeah, you get tried where you do crimes. Not to mention 3 of the people on the jury who also said that he did it were also confirmed Trump supporters.
Perfect. Well, Orange Man bad. I got your point, but in comparison to Kamala Harris, I think
rape bad. That's the
I'm
bad part.
I'm not condoning rape in any sense.
No, you are, because you are literally doing that. You literally just said about 4 or 5 things that literally were condoning. You said that he was only convicted because it was New York. It was a 30-year-old case. Oh, if he had really done it, it would have been under conviction. Oh, women just let you do that when you have that much money.
Why wouldn't it come out prior to his
and you're doing it again.
Political campaign.
And you're doing it again.
No, again, I'm not. You can't be proved or disproved ultimately.
No, it was proved in a court of law, actually.
No, it wasn't.
It actually was.
Again,
it was proved
in comparison to Kamala Harris,
by
there's
a jury
there's a stark
in
difference
a court of law. Yeah, there is a stark difference. Kamala Harris
Why
didn't
are
rape
you
anyone
yelling?
that I know of.
What
because
is your,
you're defending
did you
rape, and
forget
I'm going to
your
yell at
meds
pieces
today
of
or
shit,
something?
and I'm going to fucking yell at people who try to defend rape because you're a piece of shit. Yeah.
I know. This
I
is
yell
the
at people.
problem,
Hey,
man.
listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
No, you framed
Listen
everything
to me.
around him.
Shh. If you try to defend rape on my live, then you get yelled at because you're a giant piece of shit. I'm sorry that your parents didn't teach you that. Ladies, please watch your drinks around this guy. Okay? He apparently thinks if he has enough fucking money, then it's okay to do whatever the fuck he wants to do around you. Okay? So if you think I'm going to sit here and just let you freaking try to talk like that about sexually assaulting someone, and then you're like, oh, my feelings get fucking hurt when you talk, you raise your voice at me as I defend a sexual assault of a woman. Like, if your fifis are gonna get hurt, if you can be a big boy and stand up and defend sexual assault like you're fucking doing, then I think you can stand up and fucking be okay with somebody raising their voice a little bit. Are your fifis too hurt? You know what? Whose fifis are actually hurt? The actual real women who were sexually assaulted by Donald Trump, and all the freaking women and freaking and children who were sexually assaulted by freaking Jeffrey Epstein and all the other people in those files who the Justice Department won't release the names of because Donald Trump is protecting them. Those people are actually hurt. I don't give a fuck about your little feelings, okay? Sound good?
Let's hear you condemn that.
I just did.
Because that's far more proven. Oh, you did?
Oh, were you talking? I wasn't listening to you.
Again.
I had you muted because you were whining.
I'm not whining. I'm laughing
you are
at
whining.
your insanity.
You were whining.
You're
and you
triggered.
are whining.
You're triggered, bro.
And there you go again, little guy.
All right, whatever. Well,
Sir,
Kamala Harris.
I'm just letting you know right now. Hey, I want you to listen to me, okay?
She was
hey, shh. If sexual assault doesn't trigger you, then you're a piece of shit. Okay? Sexual assault should trigger you. That's what's called being a human being and not a fucking sociopath. All right? So you saying someone is triggered because I'm talking about someone being sexually assaulted, okay? That's what you called being a human being, okay? Being a decent human being, okay? Not even a good human being. You can be a pretty shitty human being, okay? And still look at that and go, that's wrong. All right? And that should trigger you because it's horrific. And the fact that you don't think someone should be triggered while you literally sit there and defend your president who did that, okay, means that you have the problem, not me. All right, sweetheart?
All right. Perfect. Are you done? You can pop your
with
Xanax,
you,
calm
pretty
down
much,
for a minute.
yeah. I kind of am done with you.
No.
You're
Okay,
kind of a
perfect.
kind of a sad little excuse for a human being.
No,
You're just a sad little excuse for a human being, honestly. Like, if you want me to be completely honest with you, yeah, I'm pretty done with you. Yeah. How about this? I'm gonna pay the phone. Please tell me what Kamala Harris did that was worse than sexual assault.
Again, you're framing, straw manning the argument from the outset.
You said nope, easy. Nope. We're gonna frame this perfectly. You said lesser of two evils. Donald Trump less evil than Kamala Harris. I'm saying
politically
here's Donald
speaking,
Trump.
I don't defend every single thing he may or may have not done in his personal life.
Donald Trump is a literal evil person because only evil people sexually assault people, right? So I'm saying he's literally an evil person. So if you're gonna say more or less evil, then I want to know what Kamala Harris did that was more evil. That's what I want to know. If you can't, if you don't have one, just say I don't know.
Well, she
I don't know
never
what the
got
fuck I'm
into
talking
office,
about.
fortunately. So, but the
She
campaign
didn't need to be in office to not
issues that she
sexually
was
assault
running
someone.
on.
Nope, she didn't. She didn't need to not be in office to not sexually assault someone. That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Just maintain that framing. You know why
we are going to
liberalism
maintain
is
that
failing?
framing
Because you
until
can't
you
even
answer the
have
question.
a reasonable
We're not having
discussion
any
about issues.
reasonable
It's
conversation
just
until you answer the question. That's it. We can have a reasonable conversation as soon as you decide to have one, sir. As soon as you decide to join this conversation and be a fucking part of it and condemn things like sexual assault, condemn Donald Trump for fucking doing it, or tell me what Kamala Harris did that was worse than that, then no, we're not having a reasonable conversation. As soon as you engage with it, Okay.
You were
Then
unhinged.
we can move on to this conversation. But if you think you're just going to ignore all that sort of stuff and just cry and
I'm
whine,
not.
and then I'm just going to give up at some point and then move on, I'm not going to do that. But whenever you're ready, sweetheart, whenever you're ready, we can move on with this conversation. That's on you. You are the true guide to how far this conversation goes.
No, I've already condemned that, and I'm not endorsing rape. I'm not endorsing sexual
Just
assault in any
rapists. Got
form.
it.
Like,
So anyways, how was he better than Kamala Harris?
so it's based on the campaign issues that were at the forefront of him winning in a landslide.
And under what campaign issue?
Everything economic policy, not that he's delivered on everything. Maintaining a porous border and giving legal status.
Name one
Ultimately, if a
economic
Democrat
policy.
wins the next election, they're going to give amnesty to all the immigrants.
Yeah, hey, you see how you're not listening?
They
Name one economic
they can
policy.
wave the magic wand.
Hello.
And just say, "Oh, it's temporary
Hello.
legal status." Hello,
Hey, are
can
you there?
listen?
Hi. You said Donald Trump's
You just wanna
economic
talk over me?
policy. Name one.
Name one. As far as stimulus, I think the tariffs in the long term are the necessary change. We've sent so much of our production and the workforce overseas. Unfortunately, it creates instability in the short term as far as leveling things out. But because of NAFTA and several other globalistic economic shifts that we've had, all that production has been moved elsewhere.
Yeah, cool.
So
A,
ultimately,
Donald Trump's
running on
tariffs
that
are illegal.
campaign, yeah, cool. Now let me talk over you and scream and yell and freak out. Perfect.
You've been doing it the
We can
whole
have a
time. Why
reasonable
stop now?
discussion. No, I'm not.
Well,
Not
I
at
was in the
all.
middle of answering you. Are you done whining so I can finish my answer?
Yeah, go ahead, fag.
Oh, okay, there you go. And with the ad hom, see, it doesn't take him very long. He's gonna start talking
Well,
about
you are
penises
fag.
soon. Yeah,
You're clearly
he's gonna start talking about penises soon. Don't worry about it. He's not very smart. Anyways, tariffs don't bring jobs back to countries. That's why I think we lost 100,000 manufacturing jobs this year alone. Like that, just this year. Not even Donald Trump's whole term. 100,000 manufacturing
Did I
jobs
say that it brings
this
jobs?
fucking year, is according to the job report that just came out. So first of all. Second of all, NAFTA was replaced in Donald Trump's first term by the USMCA. Donald Trump was the one that
Absolutely.
negotiated the USMCA. So he's the one who did that well before he implemented these tariffs. Too. Third of all, his tariffs are illegal. Yeah. So he put on a whole bunch of tariffs and then they came out and the Supreme Court said his tariffs were illegal. And then he put on tariffs under a different policy and then another court just said, oh yeah, that's also illegal also. So Donald Trump's tariffs are not only stupid, ineffectual, but also illegal and against the Constitution. Isn't that cute?
Because we
Great
have
economic
Obama
policy.
implemented liberal judge throughout the
Shot down by a
federal
Reagan
justice
judge.
system that can
Yeah.
freeze things up. In many ways, they have more power than Trump because they can tie up things, prolong any agenda getting done. Yeah, whether
Why did they
or
say
not
it was
it's a
illegal?
technical restriction. Ultimately, that's the
Why did they say it was illegal?
clear thing. Okay, perfect. Well, compared to anything that Kamala Harris was running on, ultimately,
why did they say it
immigration
was
is one
illegal?
of the biggest issues.
Why did
and
they
that's
say
why,
it was illegal? I'm asking you a question. Why did they say it was illegal? Those judges, those
I don't know.
Obama judges that you said are just holding things up, why did they say it
they
was
absolutely
illegal?
are.
Yeah, why did they
I don't
say
know.
it was
I
illegal?
haven't read the judgment.
So you're
or,
saying that
the,
they're holding it up, but you don't know which judges even did it, okay? Because it wasn't Obama appointed judges. So let's start there. So you don't even know what judges do it, and you don't even know why they did it. Not to mention, the first people who called it illegal was literally the Supreme Court. Doesn't Donald Trump have 3 justices that he appointed on the Supreme Court, and then 3 other conservative justices?
Absolutely, and they're not the arbiters of factual truth, or that there's certain interpretations that can distort that judicial power. So
yeah, and what
again, you
interpretation?
want to argue semantics and get lost in the weeds.
We're not arguing
Liberalism
semantics.
is a failure.
We're not
That's
arguing.
why Trump
We're
won.
not
because
arguing. We're not arguing any of that. We're arguing why the tariffs are
because
illegal.
you want to maintain control of the conversation. And frame it
I
in a
just
way
don't
that
want
you
you to
can
keep
just
going
leverage
away
and
because
attack
what
a
happens
single
is
individual
you said
rather
that
than
Donald Trump had a
arguing
great
ideas.
economic policy. I asked you to name one economic policy. You named tariffs. We're talking about tariffs. You want to pivot to the next conversation because I'm dog walking you on tariffs. I don't want to move to the next conversation because I want to sit here right here on tariffs because again, I'm dog walking you on tariffs because you because
man
you don't know
Judge,
anything
just
about the
dismiss
tariff
it.
policy, and I want to talk about the tariff policy, and you don't want to talk about the tariff policy because, again, it doesn't make you sound too smart. Okay, so
it's not
I'm
all
going to
about
continue
Trump.
talking about the
That's the
tariff
argument
policy.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
you
have.
can go over there and talk to yourself about whatever. Okay, I don't really care.
You
The
don't wanna have a
reason why
conversation,
tariffs are illegal, okay,
control.
is because of the
You're funding
ability
from
to
George
tax
Soros
people.
and
Because the ability to tax people, okay, belongs to the people. Okay, so therefore their elected representation, which is the I knew you wouldn't know. The legislature, okay? That'd be Congress. The ability to tax people belongs to Congress. So what they told him is if they want to go to Congress and Congress wants to implement these tariffs, then we can definitely implement these tariffs. But none of the Republicans in Congress want to implement these tariffs because these tariffs are fucking stupid and they don't help us. And they're hurting red states even more than they're hurting blue states. Okay? So nobody wants to do that.
Are you done? Are you done screaming and yelling? Like,
First of all, that wasn't screaming and yelling. I'm sorry that your parents yelled at you too much, where you think that anybody talking with any type of volume is screaming and yelling. I'm sorry. They should have yelled at you more. And honestly, I'm not for like beating kids, but you definitely should have had your ass whooped a lot more, for sure, right? They would have taught you some manners somewhere along the fucking line, all right? Sir, do you have any response, okay, to what I just said about taxation belonging to the legislature?
Okay, it's illegal. Perfect. You win that argument. Are you happy?
It's not a matter of winning or losing, sir. You just said it was his one economic policy, and what you're saying is his one economic policy that you agreed with.
Trying to bring
the one
jobs
economic policy that Donald Trump
penalizing
had that you like is illegal.
No. Again, you want to argue the technicality. I think in principle, trying to bring
the technicality of
more
it being
production.
illegal.
Yeah,
yes,
you are, absolutely.
Yes, I would very much like
And
to
that's
argue
the
the
basic
technicality
principle.
of it being
Liberals
illegal. Yes,
and
100%.
Democrats
Yes.
want to steal people's money and
Yes.
pass it around. It's a baseline
100%.
of just redistribution. Like you're just a fucking
if
troll,
we are going to
man.
get stuck on any technicality, I would love to get stuck on the technicality of it's fucking illegal. Yeah, like 100% every single fucking time.
Dude. Like, come on. Let's argue some actual substance.
Of it being against the Constitution.
Yeah.
Do you have any other economic policies you'd like to address?
Dude, no. I think that the principles that Kamala was running on were ultimate failures, and that's why Trump won in a landslide.
Name one.
People that previously voted for Obama transitioned for the initial election that got him voted in, and the subsequent one after Biden's.
Cool. Name one policy of Kamala Harris's that was a failure.
She didn't have any policies that were implemented, but importing the third world into our country and giving them amnesty is a failure. That's what they were running on.
You know who the last president to give undocumented immigrants amnesty was?
Yeah, Reagan.
Oh, so then why are you saying Kamala Harris did it?
She was running on that. I think Reagan, as much as
sure wasn't.
idol,
her literal entire immigration policy was the Langford bill that was written by Republicans.
And instituted under what president?
It never was instituted.
Well, you were talking about amnesty.
Nope, that policy didn't have amnesty in it. But that was her immigration policy. That was her agenda. That was what she was going to do if she became president. Was the Langford bill? She specifically said that's what she wanted to implement, which would have done the exact opposite of everything you're saying. Literally, would have made it harder to get in under asylum. Would have put more. Would have strengthened the southern border. Would have built a wall. Would have had more judges to get people out.
Why didn't they do that when Biden? Again, they can sell whatever they want you to think to bring moderates over, but ultimately, the last 4 years
Donald Trump stopped
of Biden, or the years of Biden ultimately proved otherwise.
Donald Trump stopped it. They did.
No, he's done. He's done a terrible job as far as delivering on deportations.
It had 98% support in the Senate, and Donald Trump called the Senate and told them not to pass it under the Biden administration. They tried to pass it under the Biden administration.
It's not a
Donald Trump stopped
bipartisan.
it.
No, they're
It was
sneaking in
bipartisan.
certain
It was
things.
actually
Again,
written by. It was actually
we want
tripartisan.
deportation.
It was actually written by a Republican, a Democrat, and an independent.
A diminishment in legal and illegal immigration.
The Langford bill would have done that.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll assume anything you speculate on would actually deliver in every. So you've read every single page of that bill.
Yes, actually multiple times.
You have.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems hard to believe, but
people read bills,
again,
right? They're not that hard to read, dude. It's really not that difficult. It's really not that hard. Like
so
literally.
The policy that they campaign on and ultimately in the primaries is far more liberal to draw over the crowd of liberal voters into their corner, and then things level out when they're getting into the primary.
What primary?
So,
she didn't have a primary.
Oh, exactly. But typically that's
exactly.
The case.
So if you're saying that they're more liberal to draw on the liberal voters during the primary, but she didn't have a primary, what the fuck are you talking about?
So the Party of Democracy just selected a random person and
nope, they had an open convention.
Undid the will of the voters?
Nope, they had an open convention.
Oh, so all the representatives get to decide.
Yep, that's called a constitutional republic. Yep, that's what we live in.
Rather than having a caucus in each state determining who that is.
Democracy works in different ways. You see how we have like a Congress, right? How we vote for people, and then those people go vote on bills.
Do that every year then?
Same
thing. So why did they change the process?
They didn't change the process. That's been the process the whole time.
No, they absolutely did.
They did not.
People were calling for. They were calling for a primary.
They can call for it all they want. They didn't change the process. The rules of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party both state that if someone is to drop out after the primary vote is to happen, or if they are to become incapacitated for whatever reason, then it goes to an open convention. Anybody's allowed to run. It goes to the convention, and then the delegates that were voted on already, so therefore Biden's delegates, right? Because that's who it's actually voted on, not Biden's delegates. Then Biden's delegates go and vote on whoever wants to run. That's the rules. That's been the rules for a long time. Well before Joe Biden was running for president or ever became president.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's probably been the rule before
Sanders
Kamala Harris was born. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Again, you want to get lost in technicalities. And
you said they changed the rules.
Print.
They did not change the rules. Those were just the rules.
For at least the last 2 decades, that has been the process of having a primary. Yes, ultimately the delegates get to decide and select, but they did not. The Party of Democracy
and under none of those 2 decades or 3 decades or 4 decades, I don't remember the last time it was implemented. And under none of those times has the president dropped out or become incapacitated after the primary vote has occurred.
He ran for he was president as 4 years as being completely incapacitated. And they hid that. All these lying
also
politicians
not true, but it still has
he's
nothing
great.
to do with
He's
what we're talking about.
Until he finally goes into a debate and is demolished.
You just are like the pivot master, aren't you?
No, you're dancing around the issues. Liberalism is a failure. The ideas and the issues that you guys campaign on.
First of all, I'm not a liberal.
With the American
First
people.
of all, I'm not a liberal, so I don't know who the fuck you're talking to. Okay, I'm not a liberal, so I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Okay, but here's the 2 things. One, Joe Biden wasn't incapacitated. Okay, he had a whole bunch of awesome policies that happened. 2, if he was incapacitated, that's really sad for you guys because he was actually much more effective than Donald Trump at creating jobs, at keeping our unemployment rate low, at reducing our inflation rate. He was actually he kept us out of foreign wars. He passed amazing bills. He somehow did all of that incapacitated, and Donald Trump can't do any of it. That just
with Russia.
That just means that freaking Donald Trump is
still going on.
That Donald Trump is so fucking stupid that he's worse than somebody that's incapacitated. That's what you're claiming.
Yeah. So you believe that Biden earned more votes than Obama? Does that seem factually accurate or past the initial sniff test? in the state that he was in?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, that proves quite a lot because it seems sketchy at the very least, but
Well, I don't go off of sketchy. I go off of data, and the data all proves that it was an incredibly secure election. Actually, one of the most secure elections that we've ever had.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, the mail-in votes. There's a lot of inconsistencies.
What you're saying is my fifis say X, Y, Z, and I'm saying all the facts and evidence show that yes, he got more votes, and you're just like, but I don't feel that way, and I just don't really care about your fifis.
I think there's inconsistencies and. That night of the election, Trump was ahead, and then all of a sudden these mail-in votes go 3-1, 4-1 in certain states, all in one direction.
Because Donald Trump was telling people not to mail-in vote. Literally, the Republican Party was telling people not to mail-in vote. It's so crazy how the party telling people not to mail-in vote somehow had less mail-in votes.
Yeah, well,
that's insane. That's so crazy, dude.
You can presume that just
nuts.
Puts everything in a
so crazy.
secure box of absolutely defined, no questions whatsoever.
I don't know how we could jump to that conclusion that maybe the party that told people not to mail in vote had less mail in votes. I don't know how. Man, that's just such a stretch.
Again,
I don't know if we can get there. Y'all, please make sure you guys are
significant over-representation for such a terrible candidate seems suspicious.
As if you like support, I really appreciate it. Super chat, super stickers, live gift goal. I appreciate you. No, it doesn't seem suspicious, sir. It only seems suspicious if you don't understand the way our election system works.
Okay, well, again, you want to nitpick every single little trivial detail. And again, I'm not saying, okay, 100% factually this can be proven or disproven. But again, it seems suspicious that a terrible candidate in Biden would win in comparison to a historical achievement from Obama. And that just seems on the face value.
First of all, Obama's black. I'm surprised he even won it all. Okay, so let's get that fucking straight.
Why?
I'm surprised he even fucking won it all.
Racist?
Yes.
So all the white people that voted for Obama, what happens to them when they turned and voted for Trump?
I don't know. People get hit in the head all the time.
Yeah, well, again, that
sounds like you had it early, but yeah.
Again, the issues that liberalism and the Democratic Party stand for are so disconnected from the previous more moderate policies, and whether you're
Is this what you just keep going back to? Like, because you don't have actually any policy or anything to fucking talk about? So literally all you go back to every single fucking time is liberalism is a fucking blah, 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 blah. Every single time you get fucking smoked, you're just like, liberalism is a blah, 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 blah. Like, liberalism is a
Supreme Court ruled
you haven't proved
dissolving all these districts throughout every state that was framed based around
one thing good that Trump did.
The racial issues are now gone. Again, you just want to scream and yell over people.
Oh my God, I'm shutting you up now. You haven't proven one good thing that Trump did. You haven't proven one bad thing that Kamala Harris did. You literally haven't proven everything. And every single time you bring up anything, your only response is, well, liberalism, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's exhausting, like, how sad you are, dude. Like, give me a fucking break.
No. Perfect. You just do the same thing to whoever. You just want to steamroll and straw man and frame certain things in a context that you can just continually pounce, and there's no reasonable discourse. So. Yeah.
He doesn't talk the way that I want him to talk. He's not doing everything. Polly's not talking exactly the way that I want to talk. Oh my God, it's so sad. I'm so sad in my fifis. Let me put on the.
Well, thanks to the Supreme Court, all the representation that the Democrats had over the last 20, 30 years is being dissolved because all the
I'm going to go liberalism.
Once that's instituted,
liberals hurt my feelings. It's so sad.
All right.
It's so sad. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well,
Are you
I
gonna
wish you
cry
the day.
anymore for the rest of this live? Because really, like, truthfully, like,
Have a good
I'll
day.
just turn on the
I'm done with
sound
your
of
ass.
of toddlers screaming
No,
in my ears. It would be less annoying than hearing you whine about my tone or whine about liberalism anymore. Like, it's
it's okay.
really
I don't
wild.
have time. Here. Let me wrap this up. I don't have time for a faggot nigger like you.
No, you spent 30 minutes talking to me and getting smoked by me too, like a bitch, bro. You just got fucked up by me too. Holy shit. You just spent 30 minutes of your fucking time getting absolutely fucking demolished intellectually by me too. Isn't that fucking sad? Oh, the racist. The racist little bitches. You can call me whatever. Bro, I expect nothing less than people like that to call me names. Okay? I expect nothing less than people like that to call me names. Okay? That dude had an IQ that was in the negatives. All right? That dude had an IQ in the negatives. All right? Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you still support Trump, you can join the guest request box or call in on the number that's above my head. Really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll read off a couple super chats because I did get a couple, so I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the support. My lives have been real slow the last 2 days, so I really, really do appreciate it. It really does help to keep these things boosted because I've been really low the last couple days. That word, thank you for the clapping seal. Ryan, thank you so much for the laughing disco. DV, thank you so much for the gold coin. Eric, Paul, just shaking my head. Salute, Polly. Salute, Eric. I appreciate the $2 super chat. Patrick, thank you so much for the 100. That one, thank you for the $2. Said you should have asked him about the trans people first. Oh God, now I know I'm gonna get a caller talking about trans people. I know I am. We'll see. Sorry, I have to. Oh my God. YouTube Studio is the worst. It's literally the worst. Whoever sent me the, Tati, thank you so much for the surfing penguin too. I appreciate that over there. KJ, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, the fuck wrong with these brain dead sheep? Normalize this, Saul Green, Tech, Fuentes, Candace, are more woke the fuck up. Thanos snap needed stat for Trumpers. Balanced as it should be. Thank you so much, KJ. KJ also thank you so much for the stars. Zoe for the sunshine. Eric, thank you so much for the $2. Says, yes, Polly, make them unhood every time. Yo, they're going to. I tell you, they're gonna, if you just leave them alone for just long enough, they're gonna start talking about wieners, okay? Or they're gonna start slurring or using racist shit. All right? Or they're gonna start slurring and saying racist shit. They're just gonna. They're just gonna. Y'all, tomorrow I will be on live. We have another caller that we're gonna try to get to in a second. But I will be on live tomorrow at 7:30, so I'm going back a little later tomorrow. I just want to get on early to try to test some stuff. Things have just been really slow over here. I'm hoping they pick up real soon. So I'm just I'm trying to figure out what I can do over here. So yeah, anyways, I appreciate you guys for all the support. Oh, somebody left. There was somebody there. I guess they left. But anywho, I thought we had another caller ready to go, but it looks like they're leaving. I'll hang out for a little bit longer. We'll see if we get any more Trump supporters in here. But yeah, anyways, yeah, things have just been really slow. I'm hoping things pick back up. It's been rough out here. It's been rough out here in these streets, man. It's been rough out here in these streets. I have faith. I have to keep having faith. Keep having faith, right? Oh yeah, my TikTok numbers have been slow, but everybody's kind of been slow. My YouTube numbers have been death slow. They've been so slow. I don't know why, but they've been so slow the last like couple months. And then they're extra slow today. So extra slow. They were extra slow yesterday. They're still slow today. Hopefully we can get a little pickup, man. Look Luckily, Ari's still doing good, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy Ari's doing well over there. She's still staying up, but man, mine's really low. You can talk about recent news when it's slow. I did talk about recent news for like the first, I think, hour of this live. Honestly, I think I was pretty close to that. I do have a little rant I was going to go on. What was I going to rant about? I did my rant about the phones earlier. We talked about the phones a lot. Yeah, we talked a lot about the phones earlier. That was pretty fun. I don't know what's going on. These people keep coming into my live, like they're calling in, they're joining, and then like I get ready to pick them up and they leave. I don't know why they're getting screened and then leaving. It's very strange. We just had, yeah, 2 people just get called and then screen and then leave. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I went off on the phones for like a long. Yeah, they call and they talk to my screener. They give them all the information and then they leave before I pick up the phone. It's very, very strange. Anyways. But yeah, we went off in a long conversation about the phones earlier. That was really fun. I was hoping to get a Trump supporter to call in and talk to me about the phone. Y'all make sure it, like, especially if you guys are, no matter where you guys are, I'll be on at 7:30 tomorrow, especially if you guys are on YouTube. Check my schedule. Make sure you turn on notifications. I'm going to go off on my rant tomorrow. I'm going to go off on my big, long news rant tomorrow, starting at 7:30 as soon as I get on tomorrow. Okay? So make sure you guys are getting here early. I got a big old rant I'm going to go off on tomorrow. So make sure you guys are getting here early so that I can, that you guys are here for my rants. All right? My rants are so much fun. You don't want to miss those. You don't want to miss the rants. He called a female reporter dumb. Well, technically, he thinks all female reporters are dumb. So, and any reporters that work for the fake news media, fake news, AM or PM. I'll be on at 7:30 PM. No, I won't be on early tomorrow. I wanted to be on early tomorrow. But I wanted to be on early tomorrow, but I have actually a couple interviews I'm doing. I'm interviewing a congressional candidate out of South Dakota, and then another one out of Ohio tomorrow. So I got a couple interviews to do. You know, if you guys are on my vertical stream over on YouTube and you guys really want to be awesome and you guys would like to come over to my stream that looks a little bit more like this, I welcome you all over there. I really would appreciate it. So if you'd like to, hang out over on the one that's a little bit more, a little more sideways on the horizontal, that's also on my channel too. If you guys would like to come over there, it's a really cool crowd over there too. Yeah, so I got a couple interviews going on tomorrow. Yeah, if you're on my YouTube and you want to check out my horizontal live, it's a real cool spot to hang out. It's a real cool spot to hang out. I would love to have you guys over there. It's a little more peaceful over there, but it is a lot more fun. So, I think the crowd is over there. The crowd is cool over there. So if you guys like hanging out a little bit, you get to see a lot more of my office. Get to see a lot more of me. You get to see a lot more of the stuff. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Screener, are you hanging up on them? I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's screening calls, but it keeps going to the screening room. You keep putting in the information and then they keep leaving. I don't know what's going on. They're not getting to the host queue. I don't know who's screening right now. The interviews won't be posted for a bit. They'll be on my podcast that'll be launching next month. No, I keep getting callers and they keep coming in and we get all their information and then they disappear. And then they like disappear, and then they come in, they call, they go to the screening room, all the information comes in, and then they and then as soon as their information goes, they go away. It's really weird. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I'm talking to my screener over there. Yeah, it's funny. Like they're like one of the guys that was just in here, that like just called back. I think it's Mike from Washington. We got Mike from Washington over here, and like I'm ready to. I was getting ready to pick up his call, and he just disappeared. I guess I should actually pick him up, bro. Maybe they're having an issue.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hey, there we go.
Why'd you hang up?
I picked up with your like receptionist or whatever it was, and like she was like, "I'll connect you," and then it just hung up. So.
Oh, maybe it's having an issue with
What's
the show. I don't know. I saw you in there and then you disappeared. I was up. Anyways, you still support Trump?
Yeah. Yeah, I still support Trump, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
I like his policies. I feel like he has delivered on different things that he promised during the election cycle. And, I mean, name one politician that has said what he wanted to do during his election and actually got elected and did what he said. Doesn't happen often.
Biden. Obama.
I don't know about that, sir. I mean, name one thing Biden
Clinton
said he was going to do during his campaign that he actually did.
The infrastructure bill. Yeah, the largest infrastructure bill in American history.
He promised that during his campaign?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he promised he was going to build infrastructure, and he had the largest infrastructure bill in American history.
And you know what? I'll commend Biden for that infrastructure bill. That was something that needed to happen for the country, and it did. And it did. But why I support Trump, let me preface this by saying I'm dating a Mexican immigrant from just over the border, and I tell you, I've spoken to many immigrants to this country, both illegal and legal, and a lot of the ones that I've spoken to, although this is, what's the word for it, basing from my own experience, they support Trump. They support a strong border. They support vetting people that come in, and Trump has done exactly that. You know, he's lowered the amount of border crossings, border encounters, because of the rhetoric that he's put out. And inherently, although I think everybody can agree not all immigrants are bad, not even most immigrants are bad, you still have to respect our border laws before coming here. And, you know, my wife,
First of all, hold on, let's stop there. No one doesn't believe that. I don't understand why you're saying that as a Trump thing. Biden didn't believe that. Kamala Harris didn't believe that. Obama didn't believe that. Nobody believed that you didn't have to respect our border laws. No one. So why is that? Why are you saying that as if it's a Trump thing?
I mean, why did so many immigrants think it was okay
because
to
we had an
illegally
18-month backup of border that because we had an 18-month backup due to Title 42 and COVID. So we had a whole bunch of people that were trying to get here.
Why did so many immigrants think it was okay to illegally cross our border during the 4 years of the Biden administration? I mean, you can't deny that the numbers
I just told you.
Absurdly high.
I just told you. We had Title 42, which shut down all legal migration in the United States. All. Okay? Shut it all down for the COVID. All right? Then people were coming here, and then our Border Patrol got overwhelmed by all the people that were trying to come here legally. Okay? Overwhelmed, which left a whole bunch of gaps for the border for people to come in undocumented. So people were getting denied for legal entry, and then they were going around and they were coming in the country illegally. What we needed was more Border Patrol agents in order to be able to stop that problem. Okay, we tried to get more Border Patrol agents. Biden tried to get more Border Patrol agents. The Republicans blocked it. All right. That wasn't a question. That wasn't a question. I was letting you know that happened. Specifically, Donald Trump blocked the major bill and called the Senate and told them not to pass it. All right. This wasn't a Biden let people in. It was our border was overwhelmed due to a global pandemic and the largest economic disaster since at least the 2008 economic crisis, probably more like the Great Depression. And due to that, we had the Title 42, which then led to a whole bunch of people waiting at the border to come into the country. They all tried to come in at the same time. We were overwhelmed at the southern border. We needed more resources there. We didn't have the resources. We couldn't get the resources, okay, because Congress wouldn't approve it because the Republicans kept blocking it. And that's what led to a whole bunch of people getting into the country that shouldn't have been allowed in the country. If we were able to actually put people at the border that were actually supposed to do it, we wouldn't have run into that problem. We wouldn't have had that issue. So but we weren't able to do that.
Let me stop you and ask you a question. What exactly was the name of the bill that the Republicans blocked?
The Langford bill was the big one.
Sorry, say again?
The Langford bill?
The Langford bill.
Yeah, named after Senator Langford, who's a Republican, by the way.
Okay. I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, it would have caused immediate border shutdown, added more border patrol agents, would have built a wall, would have added more judges so we could process asylum seekers. It literally it had more technology. There would have been more drones, like all this AI wall shit that Donald Trump talking about. That all of that was in that bill. All of it. It was all there. Yep. Donald Trump, they was getting ready to pass, and Donald Trump literally called down to Congress and told him not to pass it because he didn't want Biden to be able to fix immigration.
So I'll go and admit that what I use to look up things that I don't have knowledge on, because I mean, honestly, like, we're not politicians here. You know, we care about our country, but no one can know everything. So what I do is I pop things into ChatGPT and I see what the summary of it is. And I see the bill was negotiated by bipartisan group, including Langford, Chris Murphy, Kristen Sinema, included border security changes with foreign aid for Ukraine and Israel, which, I mean, hot topic. I mean, Republicans are not for sending a shit ton of money to Ukraine. Obviously, they are to Israel, but major reason the bill collapsed was opposition from many conservatives and from Donald Trump, who publicly criticized the deal. Republicans defended opposition by saying,
right, I don't really need the AI, sir. No, with all due respect, I really don't need the AI summary. Okay, let me just go ahead and break it down for you. First of all, yes, there was Ukraine and Israel funding that was attached later to the bill after it was already written and already about to be approved. And the people who attached it were the Republicans. The Republicans were the ones that attached that funding. Then after that, the bill was then separated out so that all three of those bills, the Langford bill, the Ukraine funding, and the Israel funding, were all separate pieces of legislation. And the Republicans passed both the Ukraine and the Israel funding and stopped the funding for immigration.
Okay. I'll spare you the ChatGPT summaries on the rest of that. All right, I trust you on that. What I will say is, even though it was harder to immigrate legally, is it right to immigrate illegally then? I mean, I'm waiting a year and a half for my fiance outside the United States, long distance. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but long distance sucks, you know. And I could sneak across the border. I don't know, fucking stuff her in my trunk or some shit like that. That's crazy, but there's a way to get her across the border right now illegally, and I don't do that. And there are many people that have came to this country legally that went through these long, drawn-out processes that look down upon any way that you enter this country illegally. You know, you're cutting the line.
No, that's just sorry. I'm sorry. This is just such a dumb argument. And no offense, but like, why is it? Oh, the line is super long, and we have these extended wait times. Why is the answer don't let anybody else come in, and not the answer just make the line move faster? Because the Langford bill that we were just talking about added more immigration judges, which would have made the line go faster.
It would make the line go faster, but do we need more immigrants here?
Do we need your partner here?
I mean, I feel like I need my partner.
Well,
here.
that's
Does
the
this country
line.
need my partner.
That's the line.
That's
I mean,
the
I don't
line.
care if your partner's here. I mean, that does nothing for me, right? But what I'm saying is that those immigration judges that would have been put in under the Langford bill, they would have been able to process immigration cases faster. So therefore, people like your partner, whoever it was, would have gotten their case done more quickly. That's an important thing. It gets the people that need to be in here quicker, and the people that shouldn't be coming in here out faster. That's the entire point of adding those judges, adding those staff, that doing all of those things, right? But that line is significantly slowed with Donald Trump. So,
I mean, when you start to look at the immigration statistics, how many people have been let in under Donald Trump versus legally let in under Joe Biden, they're pretty similar. It's been pretty
incorrect. No, they're
consistent
not.
over the last 10 years.
That's not true. The number of people that have come in legally under Trump administration has significantly declined. What are you talking about?
I mean, if we're counting Latin American countries, yes, it's very, very similar.
I'm
if we're
talking
counting
about
countries of Muslim origin. I mean,
what are you talking about?
it's
Asylum seeking is essentially shut down at the southern border. What are you talking about?
Legal immigration? No. The numbers have been pretty consistent. I've paid attention to that.
They're not, and I
don't
can
have
pull
the
them up.
statistics. I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, but
they're not. And I can pull them up.
What I can tell you is different types of visas also should play a part. I mean, what I'm going through is called a K-1 fiance visa. I intend to marry this woman within 90 days of entering the United States. It's a lot different than an asylum seeker claiming that Mexico is uninhabitable. Meanwhile, like if you're going to pay attention to like quality of life statistics, Mexico actually ranks higher than the United States on their quality of life as of 2025. Hello?
One sec. I think Mike isn't. Mike, you're on live.
What's up?
You're live?
Yeah, I'm live. I know.
Oh, not you, Mike. Other Mike. Screener Mike.
Screener Mike? I have no idea how your show works. Who the
Mike,
fuck is
I'm
Screener
not talking to you. Stop. Just stop.
I'm sorry.
Mike.
Who is Screener Mike?
Okay, I got him out.
Help me out here.
No, I don't need you to help out. I just need you to be quiet for a second. All right. Anyways.
Anyway.
So this is literally where Donald Trump literally tried to eliminate asylum seeking in the United States. And a federal appeals court had to stop him from completely eliminating asylum in the United States.
Why do we need to take in asylum seekers?
That wasn't the point. You said that asylum seeking was going on just the same it was before Donald Trump took office. And I said, nope, he's essentially trying to stop it.
Immigration
You said legal immigration. If the number one source of legal migration over the last decade is essentially shut down, how are you saying that's even?
So I was talking about immigration as a whole. Now, if you're only considering asylum seeking, yes, he has dramatically slashed asylum seeking, which I completely believe in. I mean, at the end of the day, are we the safe haven for every country out there? You know, you have issues in your own country. And when we specifically talk about my situation with my wife in Mexico, It's like the quality of life index in Mexico is actually higher than the United States. So how does someone claim asylum from a country that's technically, according to, God, I forget what article I read, but it had the United States is not even in the top 12, and Mexico is number 9. I mean, how do you justify that? If Mexico is a better country, why not stay and fix the issues
Why
that are
don't
in
you
Mexico?
go there?
Why are people applying for asylum?
Why don't you go there?
I go to Mexico all the time.
Why don't you just go move there?
Visit my wife. I love Mexico.
Well, if
It's a
your
great
wife is
country,
there and the
but
quality of life is so good there, then why don't you just live there?
U.S. military, I can't.
Why don't you just get out?
Can I just cancel my contract?
How long you been with your wife?
A year and a half.
Year and a half? Yeah, you can find a way.
You can't just say to the U.S. military, yeah, you know, I know I signed up for 4 years, but I can't do it anymore. I married
Sir,
someone
nobody's
from
mass
Mexico.
migrating from the The point is that nobody's mass migrating from the U.S. to Mexico because the quality of life is bullshit. I don't know where the heck you're getting that from.
I mean, it was obviously something anti-United States because it put Mexico above the United States. And I've been to Mexico, and I'll tell you, it's not better than the United States. The opportunities are not there. She makes
You're the one over here making the
$145.
claim that freaking that quality of life is better there. You're the one making that claim. I'm not.
Referencing an article that clearly favored Mexico over the United States.
Yeah.
And
So
I
this is
just call
the
that article bullshit from personal experience.
This is the
I've been
Brookings
to
Institute
Mexico.
saying that that's completely untrue. Not only is net migration significantly decreased in 2025, and it will continue to decrease in 2026, but specifically, if you go even further and you go into types of migration, you see
And
that
why
temporary
did net
visas, permanent
migration
visas
decrease?
issued abroad, and refugees has decreased with a sign to further decrease as we go forward. Green card issuance, including family-based green card, roughly half of those live in the United States. Most of the total of green cards issued to the United States broadly are released by the department. The data have not been released since May of 2025. We can, however, see a marked year-over-year decline, more than 20% by May of 2025 relative to May of 2024. The average of April and May was 82%. So no, documented migration has significantly decreased.
Well, that's kind of my point. Documented migration has significantly decreased.
You literally made the
Not saying
claim multiple
because
times that it
Mexico
was
is
the
a better
same.
country, and that's a bad thing that it's decreased. It's decreased because Donald Trump's policies, because he's reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy, and anyone who attempts to illegally cross the border is returned to Mexico, regardless of
That's not what the
what their
Remain in
criminal
Mexico
history
policy is.
Apprehensions at the border have went down significantly because we have a president in office that is strictly saying if you cross the border illegally, you will be returned to Mexico.
No, that's not what the Remain in Mexico policy says. Nor is the Remain in Mexico policy even implemented. So,
what does the Remain in Mexico policy say?
yeah, that's for people that are like on NTAs or parole status that are trying to seek legal migration in the United States, are told that they are not allowed to enter the United States while they're waiting the status of their immigration status, the status of their immigration from a court system.
So, when awaiting a green card, when you've applied for,
it says nothing to do with green cards.
What is it?
I guess it could have something to do
I'm
with green
forgetting
cards.
the code of it, but if I were to say to my wife, you know what, I'll marry you in Mexico, and we apply for your green card, you know she has to remain in Mexico, right? By doing the K-1 fiance visa process, she can immigrate to the United States, marry me here, stay here. And that's legal. That's fully legal. However, the people that say, you know what, I've applied for my green card and I'm going to just cross the border, that is circumventing the U.S.
That's not what it says. The U.S. immigration system says if you are applying for things like TPS status or like NTA, then you come into the United States and you await the court in order for them to tell you what you should do next. It's not circumventing anything. It's what our laws say. Donald Trump tried to circumvent our laws by saying that the people that should be here can't be here.
So what status do they have? Do they have a processing
It
green
depends
card,
on
or
which person you're talking about. It applies to multiple people.
If their green card is processing, but they didn't come here under a K-1 visa.
Sir, I do not want to get into the specifics of if some person came over under this specific type of thing and under this type of visa and is applying for this specific type of thing. I don't need to get into all of that, okay? It literally detracts from the entire conversation. Yes, there are rules and regulations to a whole bunch of stuff, okay? There's rules and regulations to so many things, which is why it makes completely no sense to go through every possible situation in which type of visa you can get and every single type of situation that could possibly occur. It doesn't make any sense, okay, to go through any of that. That's the whole point of what I'm making, okay? It doesn't make any sense to go through any of that.
Let's make a point we can agree on here. The immigration system is an incredibly dynamic thing, and it does need to be reformed.
I already said that.
Okay. Well, I mean, why you gotta come back at me like that? Like,
no, because we're just not talking about anything anymore. And it's just a waste of time at this point. So I'm gonna move on to the next caller because really, honestly, I don't feel like we're going anywhere anymore. Hope you get your fiance over here eventually.
All right. Well, nice talking to you, brother.
You too. By the way, he told me his age. Like, it's kind of weird that you're in the military and then marrying someone at that age. And then, anyways. Courtney, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Said MAGA men are so pathetic, complaining about immigrants while actively dating an undocumented immigrant is MAGA math at its finest. Yeah, very, very, very weird. I swear I've talked to that guy before. I swear I've talked to that guy before. Like, I swear I have. I don't even, like, I just remember, like, it feels like I've talked to him before about this exact same situation. And the conversation was, like, just as dry and, like, just as, like, boring. I don't know. It's been a while, but that one, thank you so much for the $5. Said he got a point. Not all immigrants are bad, but the white ones that came here a while ago are the worst. Yeah, that's kind of true. Anyways, y'all, I'm going to get off live for the night. I've been on almost 3 hours and I'm tired. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at like 7:30. If you guys wanted to call in and you guys didn't get in today, come back tomorrow at 7:30. Make sure that you catch me early and you can have a conversation. But I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Love you guys. Have a good one.